a new vehicle collaboration with a world-renowned automaker, the return of some tactical items, and a trip back to the Dragon's Isle. All this and more as we dive into the Update 30.2 patch report. First up, special Automobili Lamborghini vehicle skins and items are coming to the Battlegrounds. For a limited time, you can pick up 3 cool new vehicle skins and a variety of other Automobili Lamborghini-themed items. These special skins have some exclusive new features, so be sure to check out the full details of what they do and how to get them in the collaboration announcement. Next up, some of the old tactical items are making their way back to the Battlegrounds as updated tools. The Tactical Pack, EMT gear, and all-in-one repair kit can now be found once again, and will take up a primary or secondary slot when looted. These are the only pieces from the old system we plan on putting back in, so let us know how this new approach feels. Finally, a fan-favorite game mode is making its legendary return. Wait, I can do this?
Unleash magic and mayhem when you return to the Dragon's Isle with Fantasy Battle Royale. Choose your unique fantasy class. Collect crystals to upgrade your skills and be the last party standing. Deliver vicious melee attacks as the mighty barbarian. Take down your foes from afar as the eagle-eyed ranger. Set the world ablaze as the powerful wizard. Or smite your foes and heal your friends as the righteous paladin. The noble steed and dragon wagon remain to aid your travels. And while they're slower than traditional vehicles, they will still show you the meaning of haste.
Fantasy Battle Royale is coming to the arcade from July 24th to August 7th on PC, and July 31st to August 14th on console. This update also features some quality of life and performance improvements, map bug fixes, and more. So check out the patch notes for full details. Update 30.2 is here. So pack your updated tools, enter the Automobili Lamborghini vehicles, and take a road trip back to the Dragon's Isle.
We'll see you on the battlegrounds.
But before anything like that happens, next spray from Gedrox right there against Ruin, who gets killed through the nade code. Marco knocked as well, and we only have Quetzal left for Eternal Fire. So only Examples left, and Navi is going for the push there. Unfortunate, Marco gets knocked by Human.
Oh, the railings deny Vex the line of sight. They make the play safe. Fu goes down. One remains, and the speed.
On the side, we have Sakuras, and then enjoying that fight between FaZe and Eternal Fire as well. Blue Zone 8 should be sufficient.
Oh, yes, draw player lurking, but they also need to judge. Oh, talk about judging on the outside. It's for esports wrapping. They didn't judge it quite right as the Twisted Minds example picks up his squad wipe. As the zone, well, it favours descend. Just need to ensure the players don't sneak in on it.
Oh, nice knock by Key. He's going for those shots against Vard as well. Staying too long, too still. Now going for the red. Nate's coming out against Bartolins. And that grenade.
And it's like Gustav, well, he's going to draw his attention towards Twitch Esports. Looking to try and claim one. Twisted Minds getting up one. And he'll be claiming him.
He still has Spyro from within. Nate is good though. And that's
relax and try and get as many more points as they can. But it's going to be down to the low W.
In from behind. Schiller finally with the kill against Ibako. And now Chris trying his best to hide behind that blue cover.
Play both sides here. So big shout. So said has Cooper up. Actually, start playing in some shots out. He's going to try and get himself now back to cover. 360 spin. Could be a huge play. Woody is going to pop out though. SLR with shots. He was denied the opportunity now as they turn. Oh, there's one. He's going to go down instantly. The glider is on a full mayday. The stuff has to get himself.
Gets shot there by man. Was seen? No, he was not seen. Oh my god. Crossbird with the perfect.
No way. No way!
Oh my god. Perfect position and momentum. Hakatori gets the knock-in flush against Brexco. Chris.
Oh,
Mika
he spins!
also inside.
Goes back and Ibby able to pick up one. Phil first going to try and he gets another one. VP falling apart.
And the car was hurt. Spray coming out, and it's Mossforge. Well, kissing the ground.
They will be there. On the left. That's a great nade! Oh my god, that was right on his head!
He tries hard to get knocked in, well, not placed back in the field. Example hands down to Molotov up there. Mercy gaining down Hibako already. So it might be only one left. It's time to protect it. First we can see. In this case, it's Ruby trying to get away from W there. First shot hits, second shot hits, and Ruby might be out for the count with the next hit. If it hits, and it does, Gedrox gets the kill in fully. For him, he's able to spot him, and he does. First spray coming out, and he gets a knock in there for Chris is down for the count. He don't get the spray through that level 3 helmet, but he was seen by Chris. Gets a knock against Rexy though. Mika coming in, but unfortunately already got a hit from below, but gets a knock in against Dooley. Dex was killed earlier by Bassalor, by BBT. Final 4. 2 players left for Ascent. We have 1 man standing, which is Makandark 4.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Grand Finals. It's day number 2. It's Smashable. I'm joined by the amazing fALECX, though, as he returns back. As well, I suppose joining at the point that it's going to get really, really interesting now, because we've had day 1. It was an interesting start where we had to have 6 games. We had to make it fair. But fALECX, I know you've been watching back the games. What did you make, though, of game 1 before we break down what's going to happen today?
What do I make of day 1? First point gotta be how is it that FaZe Clan is able to play such a consistent first day of Grand Finals and just isn't able to close out any of these games? And then Twisted Minds is somehow able to close out these games, but isn't at the very top. I mean, that's got to be the main takeaway for me. It's an interesting storyline, especially if we take a look at the rule set that's kind of changed this dynamic now. And I mean, you just briefly mentioned it. This is going to be an interesting day. It's going to be about getting to these 100 points. And yeah, got to be honest, we've got some really good contenders for it.
Well, before we get into what's happening, let's remind ourselves, though, after day number 1, where does the lay of the land mean? So, you're right, FaZe Clan really came out swinging. They were stolen away from a chicken dinner multiple times, but they got a huge amount of kills, 53 kills. They're on 74 points, fALECX, and that number we need to keep in the back of our head, right? Because we are going to talk about that in a bit more. But really good games for me. Low W played really well. They were consistent, nice balance from them. Twisted Minds had I'm going to say, not a bad start. They had a slower start, and I think the key word to this format is momentum, and I'm going to apologize now because I think it's going to just rattle out multiple times over today and tomorrow. But momentum really kicked in for Twisted Minds. Yes, they got 2 chicken dinners. Yes, they found themselves up in that kind of 50-point mark.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take anything away from Na'Vi, BB, and Ascend all putting chicken dinners on the board, and Ascend putting 23 placement points and 23 kills. You couldn't be more consistent at all come as a team. But even Nave struck out very differently compared to the playoffs than what we've actually seen now in the finals.
Yeah, Ascend really interesting. As you said, equalized scoreline here to some degree, 23-23. Quite in contrast to what we saw in the playoffs. I mean, they almost didn't make it in. I say almost because at the end of the day, it was below that 50-point mark, and they had that 53-point. But we all said, imagine that last game didn't happen. I think they would be in absolute shambles. This team should play in a lobby like this, and they should perform in a lobby like this as well. And I saw some comments yesterday in the chat going like, wait, Ascend is winning games? Is this 2023 all over again? And yeah, I definitely had to sit there and laugh for a bit because, yeah, it seems like they have strung together all the problems they had quite nicely, and they were able to fix them. But then again, it's only day 1, and it's going to be all about getting to 100 points.
Well, before we move in, look, Hokkaido, Footy Sports, VP, Eternal Fire, WLA, and Hype Beast for me, there's a big question. They didn't hit the mark come day number 1. Now they're sitting in a position where they are pretty low down the table, and I kind of would draw the line at that 20-point. They've got to salvage as much as they can from today, and as it looks, they really need to change. I'm quite surprised. Hokkaido got to the end circles. We saw a great game from them, Rondo. They were just unable to try and close it down. But anyway, before we go into the format and before we break things down, I do want to go back and look at FaZe though, mate, because FaZe had an outstanding game. You've already mentioned it. They were killing machines, and we've got to take the momentum that they had from yesterday. Obviously, we had a break now, so with what FaZe are now trying to achieve, look, I'm going to throw it out there. I was talking to Pains, the PUBG Nations Cup, the German pick. He said to me, quote, FaZe going to take it in game number 1 with 16 kills and a winner chicken dinner. And that isn't too far away from these stats, mate, because average points are 12.3.
I guess so. I mean, the statistics do support that theory. Then again, this is what I wanted to talk about on the overall leaderboard as well. And right now, it looks like FaZe Clan is going to be the ones to run away with it. Same goes for LW and Twisted Minds. But be reminded, everyone else in the law right now has one mission, and that is getting to 100 points. But that also means not letting another team go to 100 points. So to some degree, FaZe Clan is going to be in the crossfire from essentially the rest of the lobby, with how much difference there is between first, so FaZe Clan, and second, W. And I think that's really what it comes down to. And I think that's what makes this lobby so interesting now. Everyone else wants to hinder FaZe Clan getting points. And not only because, once again, it's going to bring FaZe Clan closer to that 100-point mark, but also because if they do, it eliminates their chances of winning the tournament themselves, or at least getting close to the 100-point mark. So it's going to be all against FaZe Clan, at least for the first couple of games.
I definitely think you're right. All eyes will be on FaZe Clan. I think there's a couple of stories which unfold, and we'll look at the Smash and we'll remind ourselves shortly about how it actually is broken down. But there's a couple of things we need to watch as viewers, as casters, and not sort of players. Is FaZe Clan shining a light? They are leading the charge, and actually, I think they're in a position they want to be around that 74-point mark. I think they've set up day 1 really, really well. Yes, they've not bagged themselves a chicken dinner, but it might be where they want to be. So day 1, those 6 games, they've been done. Day 2, so this is the day, guys. We are going to play into 100 points. So why is that 74 points such a key milestone? Well, 16 kills and then winner chicken dinner, so 26 points. If FaZe bag themselves 26 points, it means we are going to stop after that game. So I think a lot of teams, especially the ones that are a bit further down, so we've got the low W's, we've got that Twisted Mind sort of set up as well. Let's add Na'Vi, potentially even add that Bet Boom and down towards an Ascend. I think that section of teams, fALECX, need to decide, actually, hold on, we might not make it to 100 points a day, but we need to get as close as we can to 100 points. I think the expectation will be for them is that they will assume FaZe are going to close this day out, but the question is, how many games are we going to do? I personally think we are going to be around the 3-game mark. It might even go quicker than that. It might even go a bit longer, but I'm kind of going that midway point. I kind of think we are going to go to that Tego. And then then when we come back tomorrow, guys and girls, it's going to be the 100-point team then to bag that winner chicken dinner. But we need to remember, for teams that might not be at the 100 points, if they get to 100 points with a winner chicken dinner in that game, that won't end it there. They will have to come back and achieve that winner chicken dinner. So I think this second day is really, really crucial. Is there going to be a team? Sorry, is there going to be a team that's going to take it away from FaZe? Potentially, but maybe not.
I also think, what I just said, I think that rule set kind of changed, that winning formula changes also all these small situations. I think that's what it comes down to today as well. How much do you want to risk your own game to potentially hinder another competitor that's above you in the overall leaderboard getting closer, even getting the 100 points? And that's what I mean. We might see FaZe Clan getting a couple points the first couple of matches, then being really close with a good game, and some other teams just trying to hinder FaZe Clan as much as possible, maybe even ratting things out and not playing full-on team fights like they used to, because every single player you eliminate off of FaZe Clan means there's less potential for them to get a chicken in. I think these kind of small scenarios we're going to see more of. I think more teams trying to hinder who's right above them on the leaderboard, or at least at the very top of the overall leaderboard. And I think, once again, that's what makes this rule set kind of so interesting and so beautiful to watch.
Well, look, before we break that down, because there was some. Shall I say? I think we already seen a little bit of that already yesterday, Felix. Let's just remind everyone what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a lion's share of the prize pool, but we're also fighting for a really wild card. And that there is prices. 6,000 USD is up for grabs. Obviously on that right-hand side, first we bagging themselves 2,500, and then we work our way down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But you got to remember, once we claim, so a team that's 100 points, and then they get the winner chicken dinner, not in the same game, it will be locked in. That's it. We will get our first down to 5th at that point. That's how the prize pool will be shared out. But the ultimate prize for me is that wild card. Getting that pass to PEC full is going to be huge for these teams. Now, coming back to obviously, Felix, that's your point. I think we've seen that already, mate. We saw yesterday LOLW actually move into position, deny entry on Tego for BB team trying to come in when there were only 2 players. So I think we've already started to see this. But I think you're right. How much more are we now going to see that? How is the lay of the land going to be? Because, as I said, you've got FaZe, which are really there. FaZe, I think, are going to close this day. I'll be surprised if another team doesn't. Maybe a Twisted Mind comes out and proves you wrong, right? But for the other teams, is how close can you get to those 100 points before we stop for day 2?
Yeah, as you said, I think we'll see plenty of these small scenarios and decision makings that you might not see under a different rule set, right? Imagine it's a top 3, top 4 scenario, and you've got maybe a FaZe Clan on the other side. They are potentially able to crack that 100-point mark if they do play as well in that one. Maybe they play passively up until this point. Who do you really approach? Are you really playing to win your own game? Or are you going to try and play to hinder your opponents? I think that's where decision making is going to change for one of the first times, I want to say, in PUBG esports history. And once again, I can say this a million times during this podcast. I think that's what makes this so interesting. There's a whole nother dimension now that we haven't seen even in this tournament up until this point. So I gotta say, this looks to be an amazing day. If not today, at the very least tomorrow, because once again, someone's gonna crack the 100-point mark, and then it's gonna be done for today, and we'll see the rest of the teams tomorrow.
It's really good as well, because I was talking to some of the teams before, and actually talking to Ascend, talking to Cohen. It's really good. He's such a great brain when it comes down to this. I was asking him how's he finding the format and how things are, and it's like, look, it's really hard to get yourself ready for a format that hasn't really been played. We have seen one event in the APAC that has seen this, but it was at the 70-point mark, and I spoke about this yesterday. I think 100 points is about right. So this is the first event where it's 100, and that's because we're expecting it to be over 3 days, right? But he's like, we can't really practice for this. It's quite hard. We've not really seen it. It's about getting points and about getting momentum. And he makes a really good point. He actually says, is there any point griefing FaZe? Most probably not, because it's going to stop our entry potentially going in towards zone as well. So it's actually quite interesting that the players are looking at it from the other side of the coin. That actually, yeah, we could potentially deny points. Yes, we could potentially, but I think Ascend are at that breaking point that they're close enough to get themselves into that 100-point mark. And I know you're backing them, right? So they need to end today on a big one. So I would expect maybe the teams on the right side of that leaderboard to be a bit more aggressive, maybe go for the closing, maybe denying people entry into towards zone. Are we going to see hot drops? I don't think so. Not today, maybe tomorrow, but I think we're going to see people closing the gates, closing those paths into zone quite quickly.
I don't expect there to be any odd jobs because there's so many opportunities for every team essentially to read the kill feed and during the game beyond par on who's where essentially. So you will eventually be able to figure out who's playing where. And if the FaZe Clan does decide to come out swinging and grab the win, we're going to see them tomorrow. I think all the rest of the teams have the same mission. So at this point, it doesn't really matter anymore whether you are going to be the one to hot drop them because they're going to be holding soft to trouble during the game anyway. So I think it's going to change strategy as well. If I'd be a team, I grab the 100-point mark, I know I got to get a win. And I know all the rest of the teams essentially have to hinder me now in the very first round that I get the 100 points. Where do I really play? Do I still play edge? I don't think so. I think you're going to go for centralized positions where you can play off of what you have and you don't necessarily have to be forced into fights. If anything, someone has to come towards you. I think that's what's going to heavily change as well, and I think that's what we're going to see too. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. And I also think this system now, coming back to the overall leaderboard situation, you said that maybe the runner-up teams are not going to be the ones focusing the top-heavy teams. I think this also means we have more chances for teams that are down low on the overall leaderboard to pick up the pace and maybe get close to the 100-point mark before that happens. Because once again, everyone else is going to be at the very top, going to be kind of focused on hindering each other, and that means maybe potentially there's going to be more chances. Once again, maybe not tomorrow, but today at the very, maybe not today, but tomorrow at the very least, when everyone does decide to, hey, we can only win this tournament if we hinder that specific team that has gotten the 100-point mark already. So that means if they don't win, there's another round. If maybe another team hatches the 100-point mark, if these two go out, there's going to be another round for sure. And that means all the rest of the teams down low have more chances to pick up and get towards that 100-point mark.
I think you're so right. This is why this format is so interesting for me because it literally is. There's one more round. There's one more round. There's one more opportunity. There's one more chance for us to get closer. Big question for you because we are prepping the players. We are checking them down, make sure they're not sneaking anything into that first flight path. But let's assume out we're going to close somewhere at the bin point today. We're going to be coming back tomorrow. Before we crown ourselves a winner chicken dinner, how many teams do you think are going to be above 100 points when we close things off? Do you think it's only going to be one, maybe two, or do you think we're going to see maybe a 3, 4, maybe a 5? Do you think there's going to be more?
I think there's going to be more teams that will have at least close to the 100 points mark. Once again, I think FaZe Clan, we got to talk about the favorites. As you said as well, you seem to be awkwardly sure about this. I'm not so sure anymore. Once again, I think due to the fact that everyone kind of seems to be focused on FaZe Clan today as well, I think they're going to have a way harder time, as I said. But I think Twisted Minds, let's be honest, even though they only had 55 points, they won 2 rounds. If that continues for today, they're going to be really close as well, and they got to be in the running as well for the 100-point mark.
Got it, 100%. You can't take them out. You can't take TM away from this one. I think a team that has the depth of knowledge to be able to maybe even take it away from FaZe today, it could be a Twisted Minds. And we are starting on that Miramar. They are favoured on those type of map as well. So let's get things ready. Obviously, we saw the maps. We are technically going to be playing the same rotation format. So it's going to be Miramar, Tego, Rondo, Arango. But as we've already mentioned, it's going to come down to who bags himself 100 points. Now we can hear the music chiming in. It means it's time to go. Day number 2 of the rotation. Here we go. Flight path coming in from a northeast down to a south central. Maybe keeping it on the edge of a southwest. Not bad. Does favour a little bit more towards that sort of southeast corner, especially when the zone pops.
Pretty fair playing path, to be honest. As we do get into that first game, seems like everyone is going to be able to grab that desired loot spot. Yeah, we're talking about contests. Once again, I don't think we're going to see anything just like that, at least for today. Tomorrow might be a different story, but even then, as I said, I don't think it's really beneficial for any team to take that much risk and kind of ruin your own game when everyone else has kind of got the same objective as you, which is hinder the very top teams on grabbing that chicken dinner, which, as of right now, as it stands on the overall leaderboard, is FaZe Clan.
It is FaZe Clan at the top. We'll drop Haynes in it one more time. 16-kill game with a winner chicken dinner. That would end it technically on day number 1. Let us know what your thoughts are in chat about that and whether you think it's going to be an early finish or we are going to go for the wire if we're going to be able to go in towards that 6th game. There's also worth noting, we do have some giveaways like we did yesterday, so stay tuned in chat. We've got stuff on breaks, we've got stuff in the game, we've got commands, we've got some secret stuff that we're going to be rolling ourselves into as well. So again, more G coins to give away for you guys and the community. And there's our first zone. It's coming quite early on, but we see that oasis, that water treatment. This here is a good zone, mainly for the viewers, because a lot of teams now, fALECX, need to move in.
Yeah, plenty of teams need to move in. I think for BB team, this is obviously a really good circle. Same goes for FaZe Clan. We've seen FaZe Clan in these types of positions a million times before, and they always seem to perform quite nicely on it. They most of the times decide to go for that hill that James is playing towards right now, and you get lots of information towards the western side, towards the northern side, pretty easy to rotate. Only real problem is if it does decide to shift west, most of the times all these centralized positions are going to be taken, and there's very few chances to backfill anything towards the western side because all these teams just have to stay. There's limited information, and that point becomes kind of a problem, but unless that shift really happens, FaZe Clan in a really good spot too.
They're in a good spot. And yesterday, we saw them very aggressive from here. They didn't quite get the win. It was BB team, but they pushed themselves into a 2-2 split. And obviously, the zone did come back down towards them. The zone did favour a little bit more towards that southeast corner, but arguably, FaZe, like we've seen already, rotating themselves into a position where they can find themselves in an end game. And there was an end game, I think it was 13 kills as well, both teams. So it was insane as well. So not too shy away from those 16 kills. But for now, we'll wait for some of the teams rotating over in. And this is a team that actually, I want to use the word disappointed. This lobby is a lot harder than what we've seen, but Hypebeast showed us so much coming through the qualifiers, so much in the playoffs, and momentum hasn't kicked off for them so far. Same as VP. I did speak to Ibby coming in towards the day, and I was like, what's the plan? He was like, be more disciplined. So yeah, they've clearly watched back the VOD yesterday, and they're now just going to try and maybe tighten things up. Interesting that you say that, because Ibby is going on quite the road trip, to be honest. Everyone else seems to be looting around Lars. It's a really deep split. If you take a look at the map, it's a really interesting split coming out from VP as well. They have Lookrooks all the way towards the western side. They wouldn't play this necessarily if they would have any teams around them, due to the fact that it's at the very end of the playing path. You know that, for example, like a foot is not going to be there, and I mean, at this point, you've prepared for it. You know that there's no one's going to be towards the south, east, or western sides. You can scratch out and take as many positions as you want to, which is going to give you additional loot and also additional vehicle coverage, which, to be fair, if you have Los Leones on your loan sum, it's already pretty good to begin with, but apparently that seems to be quite worth it, especially if it does decide to shift down south. Didn't happen, so once again, take a look at how VP is playing this one. EB going very early. This is I want to say, that was 2 minutes out until the very first zone even starts moving, so that's a incredibly early rotate, and he's trying to secure any kind of entry towards the northern side. They know there's going to be one team in Picard, there's going to be one team in Chuma, there's going to be one team around Minas. All of these teams will most likely have the same kind of entry, so getting there first and maybe backfilling any of the teams towards San Martin might be a good rotate, and that's what EB's doing. And also, if the rest of the guys have got an E-pickup, he's got the bike in there, he's already secured the location. It is a risk, as you said, but it means they might be able to rotate themselves in, or at least put it in the back pocket. Yeah. It's worth mentioning as well, before we kick things off, because I think it will be quite an aggressive day. Don't forget, type !BEING ESPorts. Let's show some love for the guys and the girls behind the scenes at BEING ESPorts, though, to be able to all of the observing, all of the production, everything in there. Get yourself on their Discord. Make sure you get involved. This is not just events. They don't just focus on PUBG, so they do other games as well. But they are a big key player in our region. So if you are in this region, if you want to get involved in other events, definitely I would say get involved in their Discord. Absolutely. Also, while we're at the topic of VP, I gotta say, looking at the leaderboard yesterday, I wasn't able to catch it live, but I watched it back. If you would have told me there was going to be one team in the bottom 8, or if you ask me what's the team that surprised you the most at the bottom 8 of the first 6 games, I gotta say VP. I think 100%. This is quite a surprise to me with how methodical and how disciplined. You said disciplined. This is so interesting because I felt like they were always the most disciplined team. The rotation, I don't think even in the entirety of the rotation up until the grand finals, we've seen a single. Maybe we've seen a couple of mistakes, but almost no mistakes on early rotations. I'm talking phase 1, 2, and 3. They don't rotate into anyone. Their rotation paths are clean. They don't have any weird skirmishes that they get pressured into. And I think all the wins we've seen were based off of that as well, where they secured a pretty good rotation early. They found themselves in a good spot. They kind of branched out as much as they could, and they played off of that until the next couple of phases. And then, once again, you rarely see them lose players in isolated fights. They play as a team. They stay together as a team. So to me, VP is still the definition of discipline. So I was very surprised to see them with only 14 points. Well, and you got to remember what comes with discipline, fALECX. Placement points. They were unable to get a single game yesterday in placement points. So let's wait and see. Now, yesterday, I can tell you, actually, Eternal Fire were pushing WLA, and they did pick up Hober eventually, but this time he opts to leave the compound. So he did leave last time, and they did chase him down again. So Hober might be getting memories from game number 1. He doesn't want to go out early, so he does need to retract back. But this time, at least the guys were a bit tighter, but ready for it. Again, telling sign that EF here want to go aggressive. They need to close the gap because, again, they haven't had a great day number 1, if we're honest.
No, they really didn't. Honestly, Foot and Tokaido and also Eternal Fire, these types of names, you just wouldn't expect them to be that far down low in the overall leaderboard, especially in a lobby like this where you have plenty of qualifier teams as well. We have Mercy in there, we have Bumble Squad, and these teams, they have struggled. They had big struggles actually from time to time, even getting here. So yeah, it's surprising to me, but that's PUBG Esports for you. If the situation changes, and it will change, especially with the rule set now, teams do have more inconsistency in terms of their performance.
Yeah, it's just placement. I think people are overthinking about getting the winner chicken dinner. I think the grand plan for FaZe is kill as many people, get to 100 points first, then worry about the winner chicken dinner. I hope anyway. For some other teams, obviously the balance is true. They are getting that nice balance of getting into placement points, and also more importantly, getting themselves over a winner chicken or getting a good couple of seconds. So let's see how things work their way down with the zone. Obviously playing up towards that north to northwest. We know these teams need to find new locations, and I think it's going to be a big question, as you said already, how far and where does this next zone shift? Because if it does go to the west, it's going to cause, especially in northwest, it's going to cause these teams, again, a huge amount of problems.
Yeah, it's going to be... I said it at the example of FaZe Clan already. I think it's one of the toughest circles, especially in a Phase 1 like this. So we're going to have to take a look and see. Then again, we haven't really seen too many far western circles end around this western area. I want to say if they do end, it tends to be more towards the eastern side, towards the right side of the big hill that FaZe Clan, and I think James is still on. Gonna have to take a look and see if we have the map again. And yeah, so if it does end there, I think it's gonna be easier for all these teams playing it. Is he rotating through the compound? Okay, so Sid.
It's risky.
It works out though.
And this might be a strat because they might not push themselves back to the compound and find themselves a player in there. There it is. Mogul does pick up Hakatori. Diffix down. Mogul down 2 of DBNO. They've not been confirmed just yet. Looks like footy Sports is a team that needs to get huge amounts of points. And I was having a chat with T-Bone. He's like, we are just not in the right flow at the moment. This might change how they look at the second day. They need a bit of confidence behind them. And with the first kill on the board in their name, you've got a question. It's a good start for footy Sports.
Yeah, interesting to note as well that Nalup is not playing in this lineup at the moment. Zoset brings one back though. The takes Almagor in the compound. He was the only player inside of it. There's not going to be any more support all around him. So Zoset once again equalizing things. It's a 3-on-3 now, but this is, I don't know, this is not good for both these teams for obvious reasons. Especially with Lil W creeping up on both sides. Look at this, it's not only Gadrox. Look towards the southern side as well, across the street. They have 2 players creeping up on 2 different players. T-Bone in the car, somehow he makes it out alive! T-Bone should not get away with this, but he does somehow. Gadrox just can't hit the shots. It is hard, to be honest. We've all been in these exact situations, especially it's Marado, who's got quite the big acceleration, but somehow they make it out.
Somehow T-Bone makes it out and he can go for a send towards that zone now. Do not let go of that W key. Just drops the IGL for Lord W, so I think he disappointed. I think he needed that extended mag there, so it's a bit of a telling sign. Maybe he's not looted exactly what he wants to get to. He's kind of got what grabbed and gone. Found himself now in zone. Well, zone into its left, so has moved again towards that dangerous, that northwest. Oasis ending. Oh my god, let's go to Oasis. Team's got to rotate in. Bumble Squad, well, they caused issues for multiple teams yesterday. It looks like they're causing issues again as KLICKEN, well, he'll be killed, confirmed.
This is tough for Sen because the rotation was quite amazing, to be honest. They're in a really good spot right now. Entering to the western side, they can probably work with this position for the next couple of phases, but if they lose players like this, it's not going to be easy. Bresco somehow makes it inside the ruined building. There's Bumble Squad players all around him. It's a squad indeed, and there's only 2 players. Look at this. Itzchris is all the way towards the eastern side, and there's just no chance. Bresco gets overwhelmed because there for the Drake, though. Mika, maybe he can get another who he wants. He does as well. The nade knocks down Bresco, though, so he's going to be flushing out, and that's just Mika. Oh my lord, he almost could have done it, but Matsi survives the headshot and just about is going to be able to potentially res back up his teammates. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
it's so much hard work. It's Chris got to come in. He derives. Good shots come through. Madzi goes down. He's able maybe to try and get the confirm, but it's a 1 versus 1.
No.
Now going for the res. Oh, there we go. Madzi is down. It's actually BBL from the third party that do
Schiller.
pick up and ascend full early here. 16th place for them. Well, back towards the action because it wasn't going to be long. Hypebeast having to fight HKD. They're on the top. Few nades and Foot Esports also getting involved on that third party. Early rotations going towards the middle of the zone. A lot of teams now starting to clash.
That must have been a nasty headshot by Schiller from the distance, somehow cleaning up Ascent in the process. And yeah, as you said, a Kaido now. All up on the roof. Getting there with an emergency pickup, I assume. But with players all around him, it's not an easy position to hold as well. They have very limited space now. Sure, it looks like a good position, but if everyone's around you, you're not going to be able to do much with it, especially if Hypebeast is playing right below. So Kaido in a little bit of trouble, but at least for the time being, they're going to be able to survive.
Hunker down. Hokkaido would just lay there, stay firm. The zone, give or take, will give you at least 1, maybe 2. Depends on where we hard shift to. Some of the teams have had to move in. FaZe have moved in, but a lot of teams already left them in front. So they're now sitting on the outside edge. WLA, after being chased down by Eternal Fire, they can take the E pickup. It's worth noting as well, guys, there is a map stream up as well. So if you've got that second monitor, we've got the iPad or even a phone, get it up though and make sure you're tuning in. It's really key to keep an eye on every single game with this new format. Every game will matter as we will claw our way towards 100 points. You might want to keep an eye on where some of these teams are rotating.
Next emergency pickup is coming in from a team that is very far down low. It is WLA.
No way.
Lineup changes, but they're back in the finals. In this instance of the rotation, we'll have to be careful. I think there's 4 angry players right on top of the roof. It's the sub-sharp shot for the first couple of shots, but indeed it is Wooly. Never mind me. Fate goes down, gets shot out of it. Maybe there's going to be another frag following.
Ooh.
A sharp shot just about misses its target. So they're going to be fine with at least the 1 frag being picked up. But we're going to look at this next shift. I think they're still going to be in a really good spot. And you can tell, yeah, there is high ground. That's the problem. There's high ground all around them. So in theory, if teams decide to play all around them, yes, they could potentially shoot back up on the roof. So you're not in a perfect position. But the more the circle closes, the less free space teams have all around you as well. So I think Hokkaido, this is just a waiting game. Wait for the circle to close, and you can play off of the strength of your position.
Yep, they've put a sub in as well today, so they're changing things up. Obviously, that might be a call to claw their way up that leaderboard as quickly as they can. Good shots, good hold. I heard the E pick up. I think they had to do that right defense. So the shift back. Oasis is kind of thereabouts. EF, well, they're going to try and move their way out in, sneak into that northeast corner. Navi will be on the other side, and I think they're both going to be looking, I suppose, in towards Oasis, maybe late game. Let's see who dares to maybe send the car in early. A lot of teams, well, they're hunkering in that southwest corner.
More shots now being put out by VP. Yeah, I said this is going to be a VP day. And this is a really good spot to make something work. You can play out of it on foot through the eastern side. Depends on how early the valley towards your north shifts out, but judging by the zone and what we've just seen, or even the valley towards the south rather in this instance, judging by what we've seen, this should tend to shift back north. There's lots of unplayable area in the midst of it, so I think VP, once again, in a pretty good spot. They should be able to secure all the vehicles they have as well. So VP's rotations in the next couple of phases, which is going to be needed. Once again, rotating in from the south towards the north, should be fine as well.
The Mercy game into about rotations. Well, they're rotating a very interesting way around. They've gone really wide. Phase 3, you can get away a bit. I think if you leave this towards a Phase 4, Phase 5, you're not going to be making these kind of rotations, especially if you're hitting the rocks like that. Unmapped terrain, should we say, on Zala rotation. So
yeah,
we'll give them the benefit of doubt. But they are going to rotate in towards Navi, who early game like to split. Perfect time for the observers to swap over. They're going to be able to pick up this intel. They will hear the cars coming, and you've got to think where they're going to come. It's either this compound, or you can see on that mini map, there's a little compound just north of this position. Mostly Gaming might be looking to make a stop there. If that's the case, Soted might be in problem.
Mark, I gotta get back to the storyline. I feel like we've been missing it up until this point. Where's FaZe Clan? And does any team know where FaZe Clan is? Because once again, to be reminded, I think everyone to some degree is playing against FaZe Clan. Sure, they have their own couple of, I guess strategies, their own couple of, brawls all around them. But the main objective has got to be, first of all, hinder FaZe Clan or any of the top teams to get to 100 points before you, or at least delay it as much as possible, and then grabbing as many points as you can. Because if you make it the other way around, there's only going to be limited chances, and the chances are not going to be decided by you, but by the team at the very top and how well they perform. The next breach is coming in, though, and it is SoZETZT. He's been interesting in terms of rotating around the compound, but he gets punished for it, at least in this instance, and it's going to be Mercy picking up their first frag, I think. And now let's take a look. Where's FaZe Clan?
Right in the heart of the zone.
Oh,
now,
my
this is the thing.
lord.
Obviously, I think people will be guessing where they are. I
Wow.
think once we see FaZe Clan in the kill feed, I think we're going to see a change of attitude to people,
Has
especially
happened, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Now, at what point does FaZe Clan activate? I think that's what we need to look at, because like yesterday, like with this Miramar, they got some high kills, but they didn't activate fALECX until mid to late game. So they might be able to keep their heads down for just a little bit longer.
But look at this. I'm so interested to hear FaZe Clan's comms right now, because they're still up for the 2-2 split. They have both centralized, almost as centralized as it gets. They have both these positions that are, once again, almost as centralized as it gets. And they're still deciding to split this. I think that's, as you said, based off of the reason that no one really knows where they're playing off of, at least for the time being. Let's see Twisted Minds stretching out towards the southern side. It's the usual Twisted Minds kind of play, and they will be rewarded for it. 4 frags have just been picked up, and this is 4 more frags going towards that 100-point mark.
It's 4 more frags cleaned out. Secure Sentinel is, they were clawing their way up the table, but they're going to get stopped quite early. So they're going to now be sitting in the wings praying that FaZe don't bag a high kill game, and praying for game number 2. Well, footy Sports showing a good card already. Varn pushing his way forward now and looking at WLA. He's going to be waiting for these sound cues now as T-Bone does sort of tying up behind. It's going to be a lot of third-party action, unfortunately, for Hypebeast and HKD. The zone shifting slightly away from him. It's who moves first might be the one to die.
Nades are running down towards Mercy Gaming. They will have a very tough entry. Now, I was talking about Hokkaido's position earlier. Now is really where the strength of it, the high ground position, really comes into fruition, in my opinion. Because if anyone goes down, I don't think there's any team right now able to contest Hokkaido on the roof. No. So, once again, if anyone shoots back, maybe Mercy in this instance, and they should only get the knock, not the flash, and that's a pretty strong way to play and hold the edge. It potentially gives you unlimited chances to take down all the players around you. Next rotate is coming in. Navi just cannot seem to find an entry. They've been roaming around all the edges for, I want to say, the last 2-3 minutes, but I think this one is going to be the last one they're going for. It's going to be BBL right in front of them, and there it goes. Loop from the distance, headshot goes in, Diffex goes down, and Navi's limited in 14th place.
It was really interesting, you're right. A lot of these high teams are being aggressive. As you said in the pre-show, mate, they're ones that are getting involved in the fight. It's these lower teams that are going to benefit if they keep ensuring destruction against each other. Well, Bumble Squads, they are one of these teams that have been a thorn in the side. They've not quite got as high as the table as I think they wanted to, but they've always seemed to be there, especially around placement. Possible to lay a few shots back, but look at that Twisted Mind still getting involved. They're refusing to go down, and it looks like they're going to try and get involved as quickly as they can. Well, Hokkaido, well, they put Mercy Gaming down. Quick kill confirmed from them as that high ground, well, it's coming to fruition.
Now the shots are raining in. I'm very surprised that Hobo was able to take down Wooly with that big of a distance, but apparently they were. And yeah, okay, well, I can see why now. They should be safe in the room right behind them on the roof, but jumping down is going to be the problem. And they still haven't cleared their way to some degree, because there's still players all around them. Right. There's now Eternal Fire rotating in, and that is one hell of a nade. No weak takes down Xerath and Woody at the same time, and there might be another one going in. Just barely misses sharp shot, but maybe the next one doesn't. As I think there's a Molotov. Oh my lord, it's a Molotov. The Molotov is perfect. Oh, sharp shot goes down. Novik! What kind of utility is that? That's massive. I think it's just Macindark left now, and he's all by his lonesome.
He is. Nade won't go in. He's going to try and hold it up, but there goes the confirmation. That blue zone nade is going to cause some damage because it will bubble. So that might be the end of HKD. We'll have to try and get out of this one, but he's got a little bit.
No, he's still in. He's still in.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. That's what's that? Three util kills for them. Hypebeast able to play.
That's massive. That's some really good utility usage. W trying to make their way into the northern side is going to get denied by Foot Esports, and it's just Schengen left now. He spotted out. I think he spotted out Colt Marco. Question is, does Colt Marco know about him? No, I don't think so. He's going to hit the spray. And the first 4 bullets do connect as well. Colt Marco goes down. There's Ruin right across the ridgeline, though. Has to be careful. Prone's down. Stays alive for the time being, but not going to happen. Ruin with a headshot on the M4 shuts him down. And that's Zul W eliminated in 11th place as well.
Well, 50% of our top 4 teams are out. Only Twisted Minds and FaZe are there. Back to the fight on the other side. Bumble Squad obviously trying to deny entry from BBL as they are climbing the sand dunes towards them. There's a few shots, but he can't connect at the moment. He has to reposition. But do you know what? When you got Crossberg there, he's happy. He's able to claim BBL, where they're going to fall out in 10th place now. As Hypebeast, they're going to reposition themselves to try and take the high ground over Bumble Squad. The Resis should come in, but where do they go?
Yeah, I feel like they missed the window of opportunity now to potentially third-party Bumble Squad. Bumble Squad is going to be able to get these reses. And look, there's more teams rotating into the northern side. So keeping one edge clear is going to be super, super important for Hypebeast, who've already lost the players where they're only down to a 3-man. So any second now, due to the fact that they didn't third-party this, they're going to be sandwiched in a matter of seconds. As you can see, Eternal Fire is already rotating in through the eastern side. And now Bumble Squad has closed the distance with Crossberg to...
Yeah, close distance. But there's our first look as BB team got the knock and Twisted Minds got the confirm on FaZe. So FaZe has been spotted now. So let's see if the attention goes down. And look at that. T-Bone picks up one, but Torlin gets the other. So there is an aggressive stance towards FaZe as they are pinned in. BB team, they're going to know their down numbers. BB team are going for the crash. They're going to try and deny FaZe. FaZe down to their final player. Going to be down to Correxy. Can he defend off this push as BB team looking to take out the champions, trying to deny their option. They go down. No place for them. FaZe out. That's what I'm talking about. When they know where they are, they know their down numbers. People are going to change how they react to FaZe, and they just felt the burn.
I couldn't have put it into any better words. That is the perfect example of why this format changes decision-making. BB team knew the way FaZe Clan was split, and they wanted to get all of these frags sorted now before the placement points begin. And FaZe Clan, I think they haven't secured a single point. Wow! From going in as the team with potentially the best position in this one to going down without any single point being picked up is massive. Massive for any other team trying to catch up. Twisted Minds, namely, and BB team as well, as Twisted Minds have just secured that 10th frag as well. What the hell is happening?
Twisted Minds are the one team that are going to be able to close it out potentially. I said that. They were there one in my back pocket. Just for fun, I was speaking to James as well, and I said, what's the plan for today? He went, lol, send it. So, unfortunately, it wasn't a full send for them. Eternal Fire, well, they're getting some more kills. That's number 6 on the board. For esports, obviously, are looking to try and claim as much as they can. They should clear it, and they do. Eternal Fire will go down 8th place for them. They're on the placement points now, and here comes the fight for the rocks. Ensured destruction. WLA going to fall 7th place. Bumble Squad looking for the final player from Hypebeast. On 5 kills, this is the Hypebeast we used to see, and we just didn't see it. And arguably, this is the first time they've made themselves in towards placement.
Yeah, Bumble Squad. Oh, my lord, what a turnaround. Crossgo takes down Hypebeast. There's Novik, who's had such a great performance in this match as well. Massive, massive utility usage there against Hokkaido. Gets shut down and gets taken out. And that's his team eliminated as well. Foot Esports is still roaming around that northern side. They know the best case scenario at the moment for all these teams, I think, well, the way the circle is shifted right now is probably picking up each other's frags, right? So Crossberg goes down, 8C with a massive nade, and then once again, I think they will commit towards this fight. They want to get these placement points based off of when they eliminate these guys, and also obviously the elimination points on the top of that too. I think Ward might just be eliminated to the blue zone. No, he barely catches land just inside of it and makes his way inside. And I think now the opportunity might have just been missed, because I don't think there's going to be a way back towards the western side.
No, they're not. They have to work their way down, but I think all the other teams will be focusing in. Twisted Minds are laughing at this point. They're just about in. They've got some high ground here. There is high ground that we're looking at now. They need to remove themselves from it and work their way down to the dump of smokes. They will go if they've got any cars. VP, well, they're picking up VAR. Bumble Squad looking to cause some problems as well as they're moving in. There goes a nade. Might be able to claim one. Undeep or goes down towards zone. That nade might get a confirmation. Doesn't quite get there. Gets a bit of splash damage, but not enough to try and claim that. Bumble Squad might just try and deny. Well, 10 kills. You've got to take it for game number 1, right?
10 frags though. I mean, I'm a little bit stunned by Bumble Squad, because they had a pretty good first day as well, and then they come out swinging like this in a pretty tough zone, a zone where all these teams you had to fight were in a pretty close distance. So these weren't easy fights. Yes, they did have the advantage on plenty of them. Especially the teams rotating up towards the compound on the northwestern side. But then again, these fights do not come without risk. So I got to give a shout out to Bumble Squad. Really good first game for them, and it's going to give them lots of confidence going into the next one. Twisted Minds, VP. I've talked about VP. I think this is going to be their day today. They want to make things right, as well as BB team. The last one's alive. Excuse me. I think I said BB team. Twisted Minds, obviously the third team in the process. Quizzy He's already picked himself up a pretty good position, but the rest of his players, rest of his teams are already inside the safe zone.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. But if we find Twisted Minds wipe everyone, it's going to put them like an 83, 82 points. So that's going to be huge. Are they going to get every kill? I doubt it. We know they've got it in the tank. But I think Twisted Minds will be looking for they're winning chicken dinner, more importantly. But I think they're going to try and get as many extra kills as they can because they have really destroyed the gap that FaZe had on the lobby coming into this game. And that's going to put them in a position, as I said, they're one of the teams that I kind of was going to go, do you know what? If you had to have an outside bet to try and close this day 2 up, it's got to be Twisted Minds, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Twisted Minds. They can never be ruled out. No. And to be fair, with everything we've seen in the rotation and also the last couple of international tournaments, we kind of got to give them the favorite role now in this very instance to close out this game too. But judging by the zone, that's really not the case. You can see VP is kind of in control of all of it. Quizzy can hold out any of the Twisted Minds players from rotating in because they have to cross the ridge down they're playing at right now to get into the safe zone. I think they might actually strike that. I think they might be barely inside, but if not in this phase, at the very least in the next phase. While they actually can control the middle of it. And so the only real team, in my opinion, that's really in contention for this VP win is BB team. And even though they have limited space as well, they've got pretty good sidelines on all the VP players if they do have to rotate out the side of the warehouse.
Yep. VP can't move to the north to try and take those shots. Nixie's in a bad problem, but he said before, what did Libby say to us? Discipline. They need to play more disciplined, and this is a great example. Early rotation so far from them. Let's see what I can do. Dude's going to put the shield up. He knows there's going to be some danger. That's why he's popped those smokes that way. VP can't move to that side of the road. They can't cause some issues, but this is definitely the calm before the storm. Maybe BB team can control them coming out this side of the warehouse.
More shots coming out from BB team. They know for the positions they have, they kind of just have to wait things out. 3 seconds until the circle closes, and we might know a little bit more about who's going to be favored to take this one home. It's a really fast circle. I love it. No one's really going to be favored too much. VP is going to be, I want to say, not happy about this one. As we've said, they need to rotate out of the warehouse, and yes, they might be able to cross the distance with the cars they have, but they need to nail the timing, and this is going to be a really tough one. They need to nail the timing to when Twisted Minds makes a move towards BB team, because I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's kind of the only option for them. There's a couple of Richlands right in front of them, but as soon as they get there, there's going to be utility being thrown by BB team. I think that's when VP needs to rotate out. So let's see if they nail the timing.
You think it's going to be more of a springboard they've got to activate when this fight starts, right? I think with the zone shifting away, I think you're right. Tornez is now in zone, so the rest of these guys need to move down. I think Nixie's the swing back for me. I think he could cause some issues for anyone that maybe steps the wrong direction. So he just needs to lay in wait. VP need to work how they move in. Do they work towards Nixie, give away that position? Do they maybe play towards more of a southwest and kind of allow him to be a bit of a thorn in the side when he activates? Don't know, but we definitely have to see it. It's phase number 8 and VP, well, they need to get moving.
VP needs to get moving. Good thing is they have Nixie already as kind of a spoiler, as kind of an anchor player towards the center of the circle. If he's not spotted and he's playing it really, really smart right now, he could be disastrous. EB in the meanwhile gets knock onto Batulins. Shouldn't result in a flash, to be honest. I think they have built themselves a pretty good fort, but if the nades rain in, and that's what I've been saying, maybe VP can nail the timing, and these nades rain in perfectly. It's a double knock coming in from Phil first, and there's the first flush being executed. There's just one player left alive, and that's Lou, and now the fight against VP is starting to rain in. Nexi! Oh, the doozy and Phil force go down immediately.
Talk about activating at the right time. Nixie pops up. Surprise, surprise. I'm still here. He picks up one of those nades with pinpoint perfect. BB team do not want to go down. They don't allow Twisted Minds to take this one. They move forward. The res does come in. He sees the shadows of the body. He clears it. Spyro lays the shots through, but they've suffered a big loss. It's down to a 3 versus 2. Spyro has the high ground here, fALECX, but he's got no lid.
He's got no lid, and he's only got one teammate to work with. And the meanwhile, it's going to be VP as a full 4-man. Excuse me, I think they haven't lost a player in the process as well. It's going to be a 3-man. Yeah, you can see. I think we're seeing the distance that went out, unfortunately. But they do have the utility to make this one work. Maybe if one of these nades hit, it could be huge for them. But Nixie only gets taken out to 70 HP. That nade! Oh, that could have been massive. But Nixie somehow gets away with a scare. And they will remain as 3.
Nixie's built different. That's why Spyro has picked up Lucarux, but again, it's that lid. You've got to second guess it. But the problem is now BBT, where they work their way towards Twisted Minds. They work their way away from that dot. Now, VP, they're disciplined. They're sitting strong. They don't need to peek. They need to wait for this BB to fall on their sword.
Yeah, you can see Quizzy. That's, in my opinion, going to be the massive question. Can he pick up Beshelok, who's going to have to rotate into his arms. Because Nixie and Lucarus, yes, they've got pretty good sidelines, but I think Quizzy is going to be the first one to potentially harm them. And there's the nade, and now things are equalized. Spiral hits a massive, massive nade. They needed this one to have a chance in the round, and now it's a 2-on-2. Blue zones do not hit anyone, unfortunately. To get with a peak, it could have been massive, but they do have one single ridge line towards the west side of the blue zone that just hit, and that's going to give them a little bit more breathing room. Good nade now from Lucarus to potentially hit these peaks. Besselok somehow going out of this one alive. Now Lucarus peaks it, and Besselok goes down.
Does go down. That's the final. What Spyro's going to go. He caused some damage, though, on Twisted Minds. It looked like the storm was unfolding, but it was the discipline from VP team that was able to clutch that win. That's a game for them. It looked good. Early rotation that you spotted from Ibby, that was pinpoint accurate, and it found themselves in a late game scenario where they were able to clutch that winner chicken dinner. And wow. Nixie activated at the perfect time, putting the massive thorn in the side of BB team.
Very methodical. I think BB team originally had the best positions to close out this game, but they wanted too much. They wanted too much against Twisted Minds. It's kind of a mathematical question as well. The difference between second and first is 4 points in terms of placement. So if you pick up everyone from Twisted Minds, do you really have more? Yes, in theory, because you get the placement points and the elimination points, but also you kind of lost the round because of it and potentially missed out on some frags against VP. So I think I got to give credit to VP, especially that picking out the perfect timing. I said they needed to rotate out when that fight started, and they did so at the perfect time. And I mean, I said this is going to be a VP day. I tweeted it out before as well, so there is proof of it. And I think this is once again a really good start. Yes, it was kind of I want to say, easier start for them. They had some really good rotations afterwards. I think that the zones did work in their favor, but it's all about picking up the rounds that you have to, all right? That's PUBG Esports for you, and the VP did.
Well, they picked up the win, but it's now your time to pick up some G-Coin. As I said, we've got loads to give away, people. So we've got stuff in chat, but we've got a little bit of a guessing game now for you. The question is, will we make this map today? I think FaZe Clan and Twisted Minds will want to ensure we don't. But we do have a guess where on Rondo. So we're going to be able to post link up on screen very shortly. You need to get in chat and guess as quickly as you can. But you need to also make sure you've got your whispers open. Because if you are that lucky person, you will be sent the information and the code to be able to claim the G coin in chat. So as long as production's ready, I'm ready. Here we go. Guess where on Rondo, fALECX?
I'm not going to spoil it now.
Do you know what it is?
I think so. I actually think so. But I gotta look.
You know,
I know where it is, but I couldn't pinpoint it on the. Wait, I know. I think I can actually. Wait, give me a second.
Where is there a stage on the map?
No, there is a stage on the map. 100%. I just gotta look and see where.
No, you see that you can't get it
No,
up.
of course, it's Stadium.
Bosh, Stadium.
Oh wait, it's being revealed here? Okay, so
yeah,
I could have
you
said
didn't
it.
have time, mate. You've got time to bring up the map. Otherwise, everyone will be bringing up the map. Stadium
Okay,
is the
well, that
only
makes
place
total sense.
that has the screen on the map. So if you have a guest Stadium, make sure, obviously, you've got your whispers open. The guys
have
will
tables
make
as well.
sure you get it. No,
Similar place.
you're too late. You were trying to look for a map. It doesn't count. You can go look for a map in the break, and when we come back, it'd be round number 2 with
I thought we
breakdown
shouldn't spoil
for
it,
game
though.
number 1. No, we didn't spoil it.
That
It's
makes
all you.
absolutely. I'm an idiot, I guess. All right.
You can go get that map on your break. Anyway, guys, we see you guys after the break after
Yes.
game number 2. Welcome back, everyone. After fALECX realised he was looking at Destin, not Rondo, he's able to claim that with a giant chicken place that had the stadium. But it was a good first game, fALECX, wasn't it? Because we had a lot of action, but I think you were 100% right on that pre-show. Things really changed when they knew where FaZe was.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to BB team. They knew how to handle things. I also would love to look back. I gotta look back actually after the broadcast and see how these two original knocks happened, because it was a 2-2 split, and for some reason, usually that actually never happens. Both of the players on the northern 2-2 split inside the compound got taken down at the same time. And usually, if your teammate goes down, you make sure not to pick it again. But it did work out for them. So yeah, BB team hitting some massive shots. I guess I can't really explain it otherwise.
It was actually the crossing. It was from them, and it came from foot, actually. I was watching it on the map stream at the time. So it was at the point that FaZe Clan wanted to collapse and come to a 4, because that slight zone shift, they wanted to go for the end game on that south side. Actually, arguably, where BB team played into, right? And actually, that position, they had to commit to crossing the road, and for esports was there, VAR were causing problems, and BB team closed up. But it was a key decision for BB team to work in and collapse in on the remainder of FaZe. Let's have a look at that leaderboard, though. What does it mean after game number 1? Well, we haven't got anyone at 100 points. Let's remind ourselves here. But Twisted Minds has closed the gaps. They're in 70 on second. And I think, let's take anything away, BB team and Bumble Squad also had a huge game, I think.
Yeah, plenty of these teams that have their runner-ups, except kind of for W and Na'Vi, I think, had really big games. Bumble Squad especially coming out with a 10 frag a game. That's gonna, yeah, almost propel them close to Na'Vi. Usually exactly the same points as Na'Vi, maybe even close to above them, depending on the next couple of games. So a massive game coming out from Bumble Squad. And also, once again, BB team and Twisted Minds, we said the runner-up teams, they're not going to slow down. So if FaZe Clan doesn't use the opportunity that they've been given, and they had a really big opportunity, I just want to say this again, I think FaZe Clan, if that cross, apparently as it was, if that cross works out, I think FaZe Clan, then potentially they win the fight against BB team. FaZe Clan was in the run to take this, right? So this could have all been very differently if that cross would have worked for FaZe Clan.
I felt for me, FaZe Clan were looking for the winner chicken dinner. And I feel like they might come back today and just reset and go, I just want kills, because that's clearly what they were doing day number 1. So if they go for just kills here, it'll be a fight towards the line, I think, between them and Twisted Minds. I just want to note, obviously, game number 1, winners VP, they done exceptionally well. Like, they were down in 13th place, and now 11th, they're on 30 points. Can they get to 100 points before everyone else? No. But if they keep closing that gap down, arguably, as you said, if you have that kind of like, oh, well, they didn't quite win, so we've got another opportunity. We've got one more game. We've got one more game. There's only so many one more games that VP need to potentially, and it'll be such a storyline. Imagine if VP come from 13th place starting day 2 and actually win this event. That is possible. It is possible, but it is a big mountain to climb, and they do need to get that average point back up. 4.3 average points, so that's just a bit too low, but they need to really change things up, though, coming into today.
Yeah, I'm still kind of worried for them because, as we said, this game wasn't necessarily the game where they have shown us that, yes, they can go out and they can out-frag everyone in this lobby, which is what they've done, to be fair, in the playoffs. But so far in the grand finals, it hasn't worked out. This was more of a, more of a secure win, I want to say. Also, stats-wise, I mean, 6 frags, it's not the type of game that gives you all the confidence you need. Yes, it was played correctly. It was played methodical. It was played disciplined, like we set VP plays, and they won the round they need to, but they're not going to be having as easy of a round in the next couple of 5 games, at least I don't think so, as what we've just seen now. So they need to start fragging out as well if they want to get close to it. That needs to happen. And then again, it's Nixie and Quizzy in that team. I'm not too worried. It just needs more time.
Well, they need more time. Have they got it? That's the big question, though. But for game 2, we're kicking things off. We've got an east-northeast and towards the south-southwest. Does favour, again, the bottom side of this map, this south-east corner, but we've not had the zone. Twice over now we've seen these flight paths. But yeah, twice over we have gone high towards that north-northwest. Most teams are out. Are we going to see the hot drops? No, I don't think we are. I think maybe when we get closer towards the end of tomorrow, yes, we might see the risky play because you've got nothing to lose at that point. But for now, every point is going to matter. Every opportunity to make sure there is another game under the belt. And I think the big question, especially for chat, is how many games do you think we are going to finish up on today? Because we will not finish until we have reached 100 points with one team.
I'm going to put out the prediction that I don't think it's going to be 6 games that we're going to witness today. I think the way Twisted Minds and also FaZe Clan, even that one game, yes, they've done absolutely nothing in terms of points, but if that one single move works, and that's also the beauty, and also the, as a player at least, kind of, I guess, the horrific side of PUBG esports. If you make one single mistake, and I feel like fALECX up until that point hasn't done a single one. I feel like they played it so methodical, so disciplined. They got into the right spots. They made sure no one else knew they were in this exact spot, and they also picked spots where it's once again really hard to get breached at. And then they also played it kind of risky with that 2-2 spot until very late. And if that cross works, imagine it works. They win the fight against BB team. They're in this position of BB team. Who knows if they win the fight against VP in the end game there? It would have all been reset. So if that one single thing changes, we might have had FaceClan already close, very close, or even at 100 points. So that's, man, it goes to show you this format is crazy, and PUBG esports is just crazy to watch as well.
Absolutely love it. Big thing for me, and obviously now, let's look at the game number 1. Obviously, we talk about the stats very quickly. Just wait for some of these teams to move in because we won't have a lot of time. Tristan Mines obviously bagged the 100 points, right? 100 points, 10 kills. They need to get to 100 points. So even with another 10 kills and let's say a win, it's only 20 points. That leaves them pretty shy. So that brings me back to that kind of that 3, map 3, map 4. I don't think we're going to make a wrangle today. But I might be wrong. I could be proven wrong, but I think my gut tells me it's going to be a Twisted Minds or a FaZe that might claim it. I know there's other teams here, fALECX, that want to try and prove me wrong, and it might be a low W, it might be an Ascend, etc., or a BB team. But we'll have to wait and see. A lot of teams got to work their way in. It's a difficult zone. Death Valleys, we've got so much water remains. We've got that chicken drum trick at the bottom. Partona's in, and there's a mass amounts of discipline from Seifu looking for that perfect shot, that perfect opportunity.
No!
But I think it's driving away.
The angle. Oh no, I don't think he's gonna hit these. I think it is so tough to take someone out of this van. It is so incredibly tough, and Seifu, he's got to be 9. That is, oh my lord, that is so unfortunate. I gotta say, that is so unfortunate for Seifu. More shots are raining in. I'm surprised Ascend is in the mix of things, because they've had a pretty good circle as well. And if there's any team really not feeling it when they do get circle sent, I guess it has to be Ascend. They kind of seem to throw away these games consistently up until this point on the rotation. Yes, they have won a game yesterday, but that was a way fought out win. So let's see what they can make with this one. They're going to be rotating in towards the western side. And you're saying, hold on, is there something with Bombers?
Hold on. Yesterday, Ascend were playing really well. There's only one change that's happened from yesterday and today when it comes to Ascend fans. Now, I don't want to say it out in public, but
say it.
There was a different Ascend fan casting with me yesterday, and now there was a different Ascend fan casting with me today. But yesterday we got a winner with a chicken dinner from Ascend. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
we have to wait and see.
Problem.
It may be.
Maybe it is me.
I'm master braining this, mate. Da Vinci.
I'll withdraw myself. If it is that, I'll withdraw myself from any future PUBG esports tournaments.
Never.
These guys
the fans
win, I guess.
love you up here, mate. They love you.
They are rotating in though, as we have more fights and skirmishes towards the centralized positions, and not really a surprise, as you can tell, there's lots of water in it. The southern island almost can be ruled out as an ending zone, so there's less space and less potential for endings to happen anywhere around the southern side, and that means also if you take these spots early that do have potential to have endings close to them, you do want to take them early, and you want to potentially even fly for them in phase 1. VP is going to be rotating in as well. Surprisingly late this time around. I want to remind yourself towards the last rotation coming in from ED in game 1. That was a way northern circle, one where you wouldn't expect them to rotate early because you do not have prio on it. This time around, they didn't make that rotation, even though they could have as well. They took things a little bit slow. They will still find a pretty good spot on this one. You can tell it's probably going to be a 2-2 split up with the hillside towards the north of it, but makes it more risky, as you can see, because more teams are going for centralized positions in this one.
We have obviously see it end here a few times, or between here and the compound. I think they have picked up Mercy Gaming, FaceClan a little bit further up, Mercy Gaming a bit further down the road. But for me, is it a telltale sign because the zone's close to where they dropped? Did they have to react quicker? We'll wait and see. But game 1 was good for them. They set an objective, especially early pre-show. They told us what they wanted to achieve, and they achieved it. Let's see if they can do it again, because a back-to-back winner chicken for them, that is going to be huge. And Bubble Squad causing problems. Peekaboo, Brexico going to go down as well. And as I confirm, that's a very quick kill. And unfortunately for Team Ascent, they're losing the point. And this is their backyard. This is their drop zone. This is where they used to play. And unfortunately, they dropped the ball there.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say, because I feel like I've called it a minute ago. They seem to throw away these types of rounds where if they have prio on zone, they just kind of always seem to lose one on rotation. Really unfortunate for them. could have had a really good start with this one. I think playing it out from the shot inside, there's also potential to make something work on foot. Once again, it's not over yet. They still have 3 players left alive and in pretty good positions as well. But yeah, it's gonna be tougher, especially without Brex. Good thing is, it was Brex that was eliminated, so the IGL is gonna be there to potentially support them through their POVs. WLA and also W was probably going to meet in Los Leones. I wouldn't have expected WLA to potentially make something work off of this knock, but it looks like Fate knows that the players on the other side are rotating, and maybe he's trying to go for a second knock.
This is the format, fALECX. This is what it's about. Historically, would he have made a push? No, not at all. This is the top team here. This is a top team. Fate knew he had a very short window to move in to try and close the gap. Well, W able to get the res pretty quickly, but this screams all about format. And look at that, you're up in the top side wall. You got Schengen here. He puts that org down to use today. His headshots will happen. Let's see if WLA able to get something back. More importantly, let's see if they can get that res back as quick.
Fate has to be careful there. I mean, I felt like he knew he was going to be open, but he kind of risked it anyways.
Yeah.
Went for a very risky play in phase 1. Maybe that's... to be honest, these are the types of plays that sometimes just do work out, as stupid as they might seem for some. So I can't even judge it too much, but yeah, almost fell apart at that instance already. A minute later, apparently it still falls apart because Mosport has been caught out, and Horba as well. There's 2 casualties, with I think no real chance of getting Mosport back out. So anybody's success been spotted out as well. His positions would have been really good if it wouldn't have been known. He maybe would have been able to catch someone off guard, but not this time around. Blazer is going to hit the headshot, and he's going to be down to 34 HP. This
is what, again, I'm just give a big shout for Koa, the coach for Ascent. This is what he's talking about. Like, obviously, people in the case was pushing FaZe. This is a top team. The WLA for me have actively pushed a top team in the lobby to try and stop them getting any more points, and it goes both ways. They've unfortunately at the subject of the push, they're now down some numbers, and WLA have really struggled to keep bodies up very early game as well. We saw it yesterday. They lost bodies early towards Eternal Fire. They're losing bodies again. I like they're trying to embrace the format, but it's just not going away. And unfortunately, if it doesn't go your way, it's just feeding points now towards the top team.
And they're going to try and clear these guys out as well. W knows it's only a 2-man left alive. Then again, inside Los Leones, if that were any other place, I think they already would have progressed much faster. But inside Los Leones, there's so many positions you can take as a 2-man. So many rat positions as well. To put it into harsh words, that might just be able to cost you a player earlier than what you wanted to happen. I think Lurix... Fate has spotted him. I thought Fate spotted him, but I think Lurix actually did. Now here's the steps around the car, and oh my goodness, that is a really nice headshot to take down Lurix.
That's a great headshot. Fate's going to be there. Zone is going to shift. Does go back this way as well, so does go to kind of where that VP positioning was. They were looking at here. FaZe already went for that early rotation as well to this location. I think, well, they might consolidate their wider split, but you can see on the map right underneath Eternal Fire as well. It looks like Ferris, well, he loses his life to the flame. He'll go down to now. They're going to find themselves a 3-man, but a difficult zone for these teams on the outside. There's a lot of rotation. There's not many opportunities to work your way in zone. No,
this is a really tough circle. I think Navi is going to be really happy with this one. FaZe Clan as well. FaZe Clan still in a really big split. Once again, I think it's so interesting knowing that you're the team in the lead and you're still going for these risky types of splits. Even though you could just, honestly, you could just sit back and wait for the zone to close. We'd still be in a good spot, like 2-3 phases from here on out, and just pick up really safe points, but deciding not to do that. And meanwhile, we're seeing Ascent getting breached. There's a good rotation coming in from Hokkaido. Unfortunately, Ascent is not there with 2 players. I think even 2 players would have been beneficial here to stop the breach, but Hokkaido makes his way inside.
Yeah, Hokkaido, they're again the team looking for some points now, so they do put up. It's Chris swaps the shotgun. There comes the flash. There goes one. He's looking for the second. It's Chris might be trying to pick up. Looks like he goes down on the outside. More importantly, FaZe though, they're trying to make the push for Twisted Minds. He's going for it. See, swap comes in. Fix nearly down to opportunity for one shot, but doesn't quite get the connection on that final spray. FaZe are going for kills now. That was aggressive though, and that was key. Great swap from the observers though, as the clash of the clans. Well, it did take place.
Really good stuff coming up from FaZe Clan. They kind of baited Twisted Minds into rotating up the hill, and look at this, they will be rewarded with 3 frags. In the meanwhile, it's going to be a Ascent getting taken out. Unfortunately, the Kaido breach has worked out perfectly. They made their way inside the compound, and we can all just sit here and wonder how that would have played out with Breastcourt still alive, but unfortunately not in this one. And once again, FaZe Clan, really good stuff. I mean, isn't surprising to us. They've played a great qualification. They've played a great Grand Final day 1 as well. But this, once again, just shows you how smart these guys play. It's PUBG Esports is a lot of smartness. That's what you need. That's so beneficial. It's about mechanical skill, but at some point, everyone can shoot to some degree. And yes, there's certain standout players, like example, you know these guys by now, but it's also the big differential, in my opinion, is strategy. Is a little bit of smartness in your game. That's a perfect example of it. They know they're probably going to be breached from one side. They hide it the way I saw it. They hit up there. They baited Twisted Minds into taking this really difficult rotate up the hill, straight up the hill, and they were able to pick up 2, potentially even 3 frags against Twisted Minds. So really good stuff. And also, that's your direct competition, being 3-man down.
Huge, taking them out that early. Second phase, not even touched yet. We're not even on phase number 3. So, again, if you're Twisted Minds, you're down numbers, and the worst thing is you're reading the kill feed. And what you don't want to see if you're Twisted Minds, FaZe putting more points. You've just closed the gap, and FaZe looking to try and close day 2 out. They're on 77 points. For those that might have just jumped in and have no idea what we're talking about, we're looking today for day number 2 for the first team to achieve for 100 points. When they get to 100 points, that will be the final game. If you want to find out more, my logic would be is to type !BEING ESports into chat. Get the command BEING ESports. Though with PUBG, esports are producing this event, and that's where you can find a lot more information. Again, if you have questions, you need to get yourself on their Discord and follow their social medias.
Make sure to do so if you don't want to miss any of the big announcements regarding PUBG Esports. There's going to be plenty of them coming your way with the WC on the horizon. And also Brutality obviously starting very soon, EMEA Championship. So plenty of tournaments in the pipeline for PUBG Esports. As we have VP on the big migration, they do want to recenter. They want to find themselves one of the very few spots that are still open. And look at this, it's going to be Eternal Fire on the other side. And I don't think they're going to be expecting this. Eternal Fire, nades raining in. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4! Eternal Fire's just made quick work of a VP, and they will find all 4 frags almost immediately. This is one hell of a greeting coming in from Eternal Fire.
That was not a fire. That was an inferno of destruction. Those nades denied. But you got to think of where they're sitting. That's the logic teams are going to go to that sort of flat plateau. They were ready. I love it. Watching, waiting. VP off the win. Unfortunately, won't be taking any more points now for game number 2. 14 teams now remain. 45 are up as the zone shifts back towards that east side. And actually, before then, a lot of these compounds on east were store free. So the prior spots have now been taken. Looks like Twisted Mind fALECX is praying, hoping as he's the final player for Twisted Minds, looking to maybe get some placement points. He might need to find a little bit of a cubbyhole.
This is, yeah, I mean, I can't even argue with this play. I think it's a great play, actually.
Yeah.
Take the emergency pick up. It's your best shot of rotating into any kind of position that you can just sneak your way in from. Or at least be on the down low for the remainder of the next 3 phases. And I think he has found himself a pretty good spot. FaZe Clan, on the other hand, are going to be met with the Sandstorm at their backs. And this is going to make things tougher for them, because Hypebeast in the distance is already really close. You can see Flex is almost right in front of Duff. I think he must have heard him by now.
He must have. Crixie does get the first knock, though. That is on Duff. So that is that player that's right close, able to protect up. But for now, Bumble Squad, well, we know how much of a pain they've been for some teams. Mercy Gaming making the push forward. No messing around with the Panzer. Does go through. The car will go. He has to move for that position. Great swap over, but no. Bumble Squad deny. Great shots back from Madzi. He's going to put him down, and it should be a quick kill confirm.
Oh, the VSS out of the blue zone there. I think there is not a more difficult combo to spot than what we have at hand right now. Monodog once again shooting out of the blue zone with the VSS. No one knows where he's shooting from, and you can't really. They're still hard to spot. Doffy finally knows where Monodog is putting out his shots from, and he takes him down.
Yeah, good shot. And VSS very, very difficult. But look at this phase now moving forward. 1 more point away for 80. They're going to hit these car shots. They might be able to pick these up now. Difficult rotation. Phase 3. Teams is going out to meet them, to greet them, maybe on the road. Hypebeast surely have to continue down towards the south. They have to take the scenic. They have to take that beach rotation in away from phase and away from the danger.
Bumble Squad rotating in now towards the western side. There's BBL right in front of them, and Shilla has already been knocked. That means more options for Bumble Squad to Getting to that 2v1 rather fast. I think it's only 3 players left alive for BBL. I think that's what they're trying to do as well. They haven't really spotted out the remaining players, at least for now. And I think the rest has just now come through. So it is back to a 4-on-3. Bumble Squad has got one more enemy right in front of them. Nades are coming out. Nothing big happening so far. Good nades on both sides, though.
That's good nades. Bumble Squad constantly, I feel like they're always fighting. Every time we see them, they are there causing issues. Here come the nades, util, no connection, they're going to bounce, so got a bit of splash damage, but they're going to have to hunker their way down. Sheila Lyron, going to be a good hold now for this sort of wrap brown from Cross. It's going to be down to Smash to make sure no one drops down and takes the more rocky approach in. But it also means if he doesn't move, he might be subject to being the final player from BBL. All these teams are outside the zone, so not long before the zone starts shifting in.
Really good nade back up from Schiller, but I think Crossberg is going to try to equalize things, and he does as well. AUG puts down Lyron. And the blue zone is coming in, so he's got limited time to make this work. But this also favors Bumble Squad to some degree. Sheila peeks up on the ridge line. He almost gets taken out, but he takes down Crossberg before that. This is horrible for Bumble Squad. They will lose a player very easily now. He jumps. He somehow still takes him down, but the trade is there. And somehow I think BBL has almost done it. They still have one player left alive, and it's a 1v1, but they will secure plenty of frags that I don't think were meant for them.
They definitely weren't, but I'm Deep's going to send one. He might be able to try and get the res. The jammer pack is not going to last for too long. She's got to try and get mid on as quickly as he can, but he is going to fall. At least it denies a point now, and I'm Deep. Well, he's looking for some more. There's the shots come through. I think it's going to be a second go down towards zone. It is stolen away. Unfortunately, full. They moved it out to go down.
Good stuff coming out from BBL, making the best out of this really tough situation. Now Heartbeast is rotating in. We saw how Eternal Fire kind of dealt with VP the last time anyone approached that position. This time around, not working out as cleanly. Now they will take them down, but I think Eternal Fire has lost a player in the meanwhile. I think Ruren might just be tough to get back up, depending on how SoSet's angles are, but I think the smoke is already coming in and the distance just too big. So I think Eternal Fire is going to be able to play and continue playing this game with 3 players. 7 frags for them. They've defended this dip against VP and excuse me, who was Hypebeast now?
Hypebeast
as well.
Hypebeast. Yeah, they're holding that area quite well. Zone shifts away. BB team, worth noting, they've collapsed their 2-2 splits. They've gone for that T junction. That will be a good hold for them. Zone will continue to wrap down. Well, W. So they're under a bit of pressure. There's 1, 2, so they're going down bodies as well. WLA still surviving, eventually clearing that fight up. That started, feels like a lifetime ago. And LW, well, they got the upper hand. Fate's going to have to try and work his way back because we do have Secure Center, well, a neighbour on the other side of the road, and arguably be very difficult for Secure Center to try and push over.
Good stuff coming out from Fate. WLA will have another entry as well. There's a couple of ridge lines towards the northeastern side. Not perfect ridge lines. Doesn't give you too much access towards the deep circle center, but at least for now, at least for this phase specifically, there's going to be more kill potential going their way with Secure Zenson having to rotate in, and obviously Lil W and the solo still having to make their way in as well. Look by the way, Twisted Minds. Look at the smartness once again from Perfectix. He parachuted out into the open. He knew there was going to be players in the distance. As soon as he heard BB team grouping up, rotating out of the compound, he immediately knew, hey, look, I can take this. And now the whole situation for him changes. Now he needs to pop out as many shots as possible on all the remaining teams so he can have the illusion that there's going to be more than one inside the compound. And this also gives him a perfect opportunity now to get something done in terms of placement points. So good stuff once again from Perfectix, staying in this game and letting Twisted Minds at least cling towards the hope of making more points.
Yep, as long as FaZe not in that kill feed, it's always beneficial for him. And it's a good wrap as well. How he moved in was really good. He came in more on that east side as well. We'll talk about moving in. Secure Center needs to try and play. WLA obviously losing 1, so I think they know they're going to receive a full breach in a second. FaZe Clan are the ones to be watching at the moment. There is 1 knock. And remember what happened last time? FaZe Clan received a knock and instantly teams started crashing their way in. The eye line of sight did not drop on FaZe. Be very difficult for them now, but if the zone shifts away from them, might be expecting it to go down towards that field. FaZe are going to have to get moving, and I wouldn't be too surprised. A little bit more of a ceasefire might happen for the rest of the teams as they will try and pick apart FaZe moving in.
Next shot's coming out. SoSet is going to be eliminated. That's the first of the many Zolos going down. We still have one from WLA. We have one from Bumble Squad, Lil W, and Twisted Minds. It seems to be the game of the solos. Yep. No placement points being secured just yet, despite so many teams being eliminated or at least drastically removed, having players drastically removed towards all these edges. And Fate is going to be one of them. You can see the Chris Zenson, I talked about this. I think that was going to be their entry. So WLA, sooner or later, was going to have to fight that, and apparently it's just going to be too much. Tekkas is going to flush him out with a good nade, and WLA is eliminated. Still no placement points, though, as we have 9 more teams remaining.
One more team to go. Twisted Minds will be happy. Let's keep that flowing. It might be this man here. As Bumble Squad, well, they got this amazing skill set of surviving in towards late game, even down numbers. It looks like FaZe obviously in the kill feed as well. Now, no more meds. It's going to be very difficult to bandage your way through on phase number 5, so you've got to try and close the gap as he can, but he's seen an opportunity to maybe get a knock. Every time he pops a shot, it's not going to be enough, and I think he now knows he's going to have to take a seat as Bumble Squad. Well, the sting's been taken out. 9th place for them, but we hit the placement points. 8 teams, 23 players remain, and the zone is about to shift.
And the big thing about this is, let's get back to the storyline at hand. FaZe Clan is still with 4 players strong. And it is once again BB team right in front of them. There's a good trade. Apparently Gustav goes down by safe food. And now I think everyone, at the very least, almost everyone should know, just judging based off of the SLR shots, because I don't think there's too many SLRs in play, so you can kind of connect the dots and wait. So he knocked someone on the other side, and that was FaZe. So once again, if there's only one SLR in play, you can kind of connect on who he shot at. So everyone should know by now where FaZe Clan is playing in, and they need to rotate in as well. Good thing for FaZe Clan, though, the obvious rotation is down south, and it's only a 2-man right there.
That's correct. And if you want insight of how a player thinks, there you go. Alex just gave away this super secret source. That's where these teams maybe I tried to identify. Zone obviously will still hold with BB team. They're going to now try and stop the push coming in from Secure Sensing. HKD, they need to figure out where they go. They're also going to try and on the defense. They're on the outside edge, but they're in a bowl, so they're going to be waiting for a potential push their way. So Secure Sensing, 2 options really for them. fALECX Sports can be very dangerous for them to try and play in, and FaZe, as you already mentioned, well, they've already got teams on the other side, so they need to figure out how they get out of here, how many smokes they've got, are there any cars alive, can the cars get them across the road, because all these 3 are going to have to try and stack up into one vehicle and make the move, and kind of feel like that's the point. BBT might try and hold them out. Oh, that's rough. That car's not moving. Yeah,
problem is FaZe Clan's lost the vehicles. I think without a vehicle, it's going to be really tough for them to cross the roads. If they would have 1 or even 2 vehicles, I think maybe there could have been something done in terms of rotating down south, maybe even breaching fALECX, even though I think that's too big of a cross, and BB team would have perfect sightlines on their rotation. But without a car, I think it's going to be almost impossible for FaZe Clan to do just about anything, with all the rest of the players knowing that this is FaZe Clan indeed. Now Gustav goes down, that's BB team at the very latest, now knowing this is going to be FaZe Clan crossing, and knowing this is direct competition. Everyone's going to be focused on them, more shots raining in, but FUT Esports goes down before them, so at least more placement points at the moment being secured.
That's correct. Don't forget, they still have a player. James, though, you can see him here. fALECX has kind of made his way over the road. He uses smokes well. But back to the Worlds to fight on the east. Well, Sharp Shot, the sub, has come in for the team. It's going to be now launching the nades over. Back off, going to cause some problems as LOL-W do work their way in on one of the other solos. And Secure Sensor will opting to go for the breach in the compound. They've gone for the hardcore, and that's going to be causing some huge issues. They get kill confirmed. It looks like the nades are coming back as well as BB team will try and defend.
More players from FaZe being taken down. fALECX has just now been flashed out as well. Sharp Shot trying to hit the last shot on towards the LOL-W player. It would give them so much more space if he is eliminated. Now he is. And he's going down towards the hand of Eternal Fire. It would give them so much more space. And you can see Kaido immediately rotating outwards. They have another car as well. Maybe they can do something miraculous, because this fight is now happening inside the compound as well. And it's BB team against Sakura Zensen.
Yeah, so if you're holding the angle there, he spots out one. There's FaZe Clan, they are down. That's disappointing for them. 6th place. They had the numbers, they didn't have the car to rotate through. Doesn't allow EF to rotate. They would have known the players here are in front. BB team are controlling this one. It's worth noting, Twisted Minds are still in. They are in the zone, as you can see. But fALECX, well, he's going to try and keep his head just down at the moment. So a few more rotations to come in. It's going to be really this fight for the compound.
Yeah, it is. BB team and Secure Zensen, unfortunately, have lost players. So it's not going to be a full 4-man from any team. And that's going to make it tough for them to really take control of this compound. If it would have been a clean fight, I think this round would have gone to whoever wins that fight inside of it. But due to the fact that everyone else just wants to, after the initial skirmish, everyone just wants to look around and maybe hit all the rest of the players coming in. It's still going to be open in anyone's hands, at least for now. Twisted Minds now is going to be greeted by Eternal Fire, and it's fALECX in a 2-on-1.
It is the double blue zone nade that should do it.
Oh,
great.
My goodness. So
if you want to use blue zone nades, stack them. Stack them either. Stack it with the nade that came through first. They threw a double through as well. That's a pro way of how to break that one down. That's how, if you want to dig someone out of a hole, The one will not do. You'll be able to med your way through. So, great example, though. Eternal Flame or Eternal Fire, sorry, will find themselves now in a top end. We've got 4 teams remain. It is a 3 versus 3 versus 2 versus 2. But one of those 3s are stuck in the compounds.
Zenson is going to have to move in the next phase, potentially. Could give BB team a little bit of an advantage, but on the other hand, there's more teams that need to move inside. And one is Hokkaido, that will potentially meet Eternal Fire sometime soon, because Eternal Fire is on the very edge of the zone as well. And look at this. Yes, they are in the zone, but if you really take a look at the positions, depending on how the next phase shifts, they're going to be all open to the team in the compound. So this is, once again, really tricky. I think, my personal, and I think they're going to look back at this as well, my personal feelings are that maybe BB team should have pressed this fight more, because if they would have had the compound for themselves, they could have so much more pressure on everyone around them. And I feel like they would be in a prime spot to take this home.
I think you're right. I couldn't agree more. Actually, having Secure Sense now is going to at least take 1, maybe 2 guns away, and they're going to try and farm the information. That will allow Eternal Fire to move around. They might be able to reposition, and you will want to be in a position where they want to just get these 3 shots. Well, Seifu, he's using a very cheeky angle, but oh my god, what a shot back through the window, put Seifu down, and that might be the opportunity for this team to get moving.
I mean, come on, what a circle shift, though. It's going to be absolutely horrible for Eternal Fire to work their way in. It's just outside the compound, and everyone inside the compound is in as well. This once again gives massive opportunities for BB team, because that once again, they'll be able to hold out everyone. Even Sakura Zenson, just based off of the zone. Well, everyone else needs to move. Legitimately, everyone else needs to move in, and they will have to fight themselves for it. And you can see Ruin is already starting things off. Sharp Hope goes down as one of the key frags for Kaido, and that leaves just Mac and Dark.
Fortunate for them. Kaido, well, they're trying to move their way in. They're trying to leapfrog after that wonderful shot on towards Seifu, but they're going to get punished now. And this is, I suppose, the advantage that Eternal Fire have with BB team being hunkered down with Secure Sentinel in that compound. They've got the freedom of movement. They've got all the open terrain, looking to get some more kills. That's number 12, looking for number 13. Couple of shots come through. Thinks about the long util. That would have been a Kobe. But no, best, well, he's going to close that one. Kaido will go down. 4th place for them. 3 teams remain. This is going to be a good fight towards the end. But I love that EF have already moved in for that final dot. They're already using the smoke walls to position now for endgame.
Yeah, it's what they need to do as well. Somehow survive at this phase and maybe wait for BB team to have to fight Sakura Zenson. That's the big hope for Eternal Fire right now. Just survive as much as you can. Wait for this fight to happen, then do something based off of it. And depending on how this one goes. But also BB team, not really focusing on any side too much. They're still trying to go for everything, right? Holding Sakura Zenson and holding Eternal Fire, so they're not really focused on just a single team. At least for now, and that's, once again, it's gonna leave this round open, I want to say. Because as soon as anyone fights, the 3rd team is going to be there to 3rd party it however they want. Smokes are raiding in. I love this play. Smoking it off with smoke grenade launches as well. Sakura Zenson still being inside their building. For now, for this phase, have got a little bit more time to set things up.
They do. Sakura Zenson try and work their way down. There's a little ridge, though. I think we're going to see BB team and Secure Sentinel actually not clashed until the very, very end. They've got the smokes there. They expect BB team to have the most amount of util to try and play this one out, but this is huge. Becca already moved himself right up underneath the noses of BB team. And like we saw from game number 1, that was Nixie. That caused huge issues and actually came to fruition when it for VP.
Philippus looking out the window, almost catches Easy 4. Being taken down very low. This could have been a massive knock if it did happen. And now Sakura Zenson needs to move. Now it is time for them to play around this ridge line. And look at this. BB team doesn't even have to work their way out potentially before Sakura Zenson has to make a move on that ridge line. And that's where Eternal Fire is positioned already. So maybe BB team, despite having the big advantage last phase, will still have it in this one without any knocks being secured. Now Seifu rains it down. Easy 4 goes down. Philippus catches one as well. This is falling apart for Eternal Fire.
Yep, and they nearly got that second confirmed as well. Seifu did get it to confirm. So another point goes for them. Nate comes in. Whoa! Best gets denied entry back towards the zone, but he's missed a Doozy. Doozy's already worked his way around. 3 versus 2 versus 1. EF, the player up in the right zone. He's now under pressure. It's not going to be long, though. The Doozy has to tuck in as well, as he will use potentially his last smoke before moving his way in towards the centre dot.
Keppa has still got opportunities here. He's still got opportunities. Everyone else has kind of got sidelines on each other, except for Keppa. He's just inside the smoke, just chilling, waiting for everyone else on the edges to clean themselves up. There goes the flush. And Keppa, he secures one more frag, but he is all on his lonesome. It's a 2v1v2. He's going to have to work his way in by himself. Keppa is spotted through the smoke. fALECX takes him down. Who else than fALECX? He's on his 5th frag as BB team works their way through phase 9.
Oh, he hasn't caught Seifu. Seifu wraps in. Seifu will claim it as well. What a huge wrap. Sakura sends him. What a bag the win. It's only 6 kills, but Seifu ducked through the smoke and he missed the transition and he popped out and Seifu will claim it. Sakura Sensen. They're going to take game 2. It's only 16 points, fALECX, but god damn it, this team needed it.
My goodness, did they need it? Yes, 100%. Good stuff coming out from Sakura Zenzen. They just worked their way perfectly through that compound. I didn't think they were going to make it out of the Ruins buildings, but due to the fact that BB team had to focus on Eternal Fire, really worked their way in perfectly with the smoke wall they had. Really was able to kind of, you know, work their way towards that Richland. And at that point, it was anyone's game, really. So perfectly played coming in from Sakura Zenzen.
Yeah, control game as well for them. Very difficult for that location for that to work their way across and then down towards the compound. They made the call to crash the compound, and I think you're right, mate. BB team should have argued, maybe dealt with that quicker, and they would have had a better control coming out of the compound. But anyway, it is what it is. Do you know what time it is, though? It's time we need to give out some more G-Coin, because we've got loads, as I said before, to give out. So this time, it's not going to be guess the location on Rondo. We might throw that back out at you, but we've got some questions that we're going to ask. And we're actually going to pick 5 times winners per question, so it's not just one winner for this one. So again, if you do know the answer to the question, make sure you type it out in chat. Obviously, the guys, make sure your whispers are open. They'll let you know if you're the winner, but they'll be picking 5 of the correct answers. So whenever production is ready, we are going to be going into the first question. In which year was Oracle completely reworked? Was it 2017? Was it 2020? Or was it 2019? Let us know in chat. fALECX,
Am I supposed to answer it now?
Got answer now.
I'm pretty sure it was 2020.
You sure?
Could also be 2019. Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
2019. Wow. So, guys, if you were 2019, 5 times of you will be bagging yourself 1,000 G-Coins. But that's not just the only one. Let's do another question. Let's reset this one. We've got another question, though, for you guys. And there you go. What 2 named places are on the southern island of Miramar? A, B, or C? So, again, what 2 named places are on the southern island of Miramar? And we just had Miramar. We've been looking at the wonderful map feed for quite some time. And again, we're looking to give out times 5. B. And there we go, B. Yeah. And do you know why I know that? Because we had an amazing Partona ending, and I absolutely loved it. It was such an interesting play because it's that circular ending, and where you think you're safe behind one of those market stalls, but you're not, because like we've seen from that last game, Seifu can sideswipe you at any given time.
Yeah, I love these endings. I feel like we need more endings down there. That in the Spawn Island, to some degree. That in Small Island, where there used to be the most interesting finishes on Miramar. Also, deep towards the northwest is something we haven't really seen in quite some time, so I'm hoping to see that potentially tomorrow, because Miramar is done for the day.
Miramar is done and dusted. It doesn't mean we're going to move in towards Tego, but for now we're going to move into a quick break. When we come back, it is time to Tego, and it'll be round number 3. Welcome back, guys. Very off that short break. That is Miramar done and dusted, as fALECX said. But it's time to Tego, and this is kind of where I would have been putting, potentially where we might be claiming our second day 100 points. So let's get ready for things. It is Tego time, and the Flame Path will be working its way in. We need to figure out who is going to be the champion of round 3. Northwest down towards the south, southeast. Let's remind everyone, fALECX, though, because more importantly, some people might have just joined in and go, what is Mark going on about? Well, day 1 done and dusted. We've done 6 games. We obviously worked our way into a point where the highest killing team was FaZe at 74. Now we find ourselves in day 2. What we're looking here for day 2 is the first team to hit 100 points. Once we have hit 100 points, that is the last game. So this technically could be our last game if a team like Twisted Minds or FaZe have a really, really strong game. What we do though is we'll come back tomorrow, and a team that is over 100 points and then gets himself a winner chicken dinner, they will be crowned the title. We will then close off the leaderboard, and our first to fifth will be drawn for the prize pool of 6,000 USD. But more importantly, that wild card ticket to get through for PEC 4 group stage.
PEC 4 group stage indeed. It's the ticket for, I guess, the most desired prize out of them all for the teams that haven't qualified just yet. There have plenty of qualified teams in here, obviously, but the ones, especially the ones that came to the qualifier, that haven't gotten a ticket through the original qualification earlier this year.
Oh, wow.
These are going to be the ones that really want to make it work. That is, yeah, I mean, to put in Mark's work, wow. That
Wow.
is, I'm not sure what to say about this one. I've seen a similar kind of circle before, but we're going to have to wait and see how the next couple of phases shifts, because last time we did have an ending there. It actually did end quite close to the border, relatively far towards the eastern side.
It did. We had that field ending. Do you know what else as well? Big shout for all you guys and girls in chat. I love it. We've got some teams backing, get some more kills. You've only got 16 more to go or 19 more to go. I also love that people are calling out, take the team out, stop them getting in, deny entry to FaZe. This is what this format's about. This is exactly the prime. It's going to get every person behind in chat back in their team that they want. So as a reminder, we are looking for the first team to get to 100 points. If you see people shouting in chat going, deny entry, stop them getting in, destroy the team, it's because they want their team to be one of the first, or one of the teams to be very, very close to 100 points, because you want to be as close to that line as possible come day number 3.
It's the beauty of the new rule set that we have in play for today, and also, obviously, throughout the entirety of this tournament, especially in the grand finals, it really comes into play. And yeah, it's I guess tomorrow is really where things will be coming into play, and that's where we're going to see whether or not it's as exciting as we predict it to be. And I think there's almost no way it isn't.
We've already seen it. It's already started. The flame has been lit. There are teams already denying entry. There we saw BB team close out FaZe aggressively game number 1. We've seen denial of entry for teams as well. I just think it's going to be twice as bad tomorrow. Maybe we're playing the niceties. Maybe we're playing the... but we all like each other, really. But when it comes down to getting the money, well, it might be slightly different tomorrow. And it's a slightly different rotation coming in. First time seeing FaZe actually in the glider. It's normally Ascend, or it's Tordings, or it's Hype Beast with Duff flying around. But this time, it's going to be the FaZe team that are going in over the top. He actually picks up, and actually you can see swaps for a few shots in. Doesn't quite get the connection in James. Well, he's trying to make some clippable moments.
Yeah, it's good information either way. If he doesn't really pick up any frags, any damage, you can see that the rest of his team is rotating down below. Especially in this map, it's no coincidence that we see it on this map being used so regularly, as opposed to the rest of it. VP is going to open things up against Twisted Minds. This is massive. Be reminded, Twisted Minds has 73 points with a big round. They could close out this day with that 100-point mark being secured as well. So Twisted Minds, once again, being one of the contenders, being weakened very early on. 31 points on VP. This is going to be very beneficial for the game plan for today.
Game plan is going to be key. Game plan is key. VP currently sitting in 12th place. Yes, they've worked their way up, but a little bit of a fall down from that last game. Again, they need to get themselves as close as they can to 100 points. There is a scenario that a team even low down on this leaderboard might even claim the winner chicken dinner at the end of it, because every time one of those teams above 100 points do not get a win, it's another round that we've got to play. It's also worth noting, before this fight kicks off, once we finish 6 games yesterday, we will continue to play Erangel until we claim a winner.
That's how it is. FaZe Clan breaching into Hokkaido now. Interestingly enough, it was a really early rotate coming out from FaZe Clan. And we said that, I think I said it actually at the beginning of the broadcast. I think most of these teams that have a good shot at securing the 100-point mark, they're going to play more centralized to make sure that that they're able to pick the fights they want and not be pressured into some. Because, once again, I guess personalized fighting, individual fighting that you play off of the names is going to happen more frequently with you being a top team in FaZe Clan. In the very first spot now is in exactly that spot, right? Where teams want to take them down, want to play off of the names in the kill feed. If they find out where they play, they want to get in there. And that's what happened in this one as well. FaZe Clan, unfortunately, being not only shot by Hokkaido, but also by VP. And I think that was a flush as well, even though we don't see it in the live leaderboard. Was it a flush? I thought it was a flush against FaZe Clan. A knock at the very least.
There's no kill. Mercy's on a point. VP's on a point. Looks like, well, LW now on a point as well. As they are claiming up. Bumble Squad are on a point. So they're starting to trickle in some of these kills. Mercy Gaming won't reposition from foot. They've got to go aggressive, haven't they? But they get caught. This is their neck of the woods as well. Don't forget, we are still on that north little island. But Mercy Gaming playing peekaboo. And there's that flush we're talking about. So it was a knock. Crexy is down. So HKD, they're going to be trying to stop. And everyone else in the kill feed, everyone else that can read that is loving it.
Good shots from both teams. Still no real chance for HC yet. I think pick back up. In the meanwhile, it's going to be FaZe opening things up against Wooly. And he's going to get the flash too. So FaZe Clan in this early skirmish actually dedicating themselves to this fight. I thought FaZe Clan was going to rotate out if they had the option to do so. And it felt like Hokkaido really gave them the space to do so as well. I thought Hokkaido even didn't want to fight this. And now they know it is FaZe Clan. Look at this FaZe Clan fighting on 2 fronts. Takes down Nixie as well. How is this happening? How does FaZe Clan take out Nixie? Because they're not in the city. They're very far off towards the northwestern side.
They are. Let's go join in with that, actually. As FaZe Clan is a kill confirmed. That's a big loss. Sharp shot instantly denied. Oh, Big Nate comes back. Fex goes down. This feels like a heavyweight battle, and only the loser is going to be FaZe from this one. Let's see if they can dig the final player. They've got to do it. Been able to try and get the reses, so there's a limited amount of time now. As we can see in the kill feed, Twisted Minds also denying as Ibi will be fallen and killed confirmed. There's a straight dart across the road. He's going to have the intel now. And HKD will down to their final player. See if they can get anything else. But he's got no heavy util. He can't deny it from here. He's going to have to push.
There's a good couple of points being secured by FaZe Clan. But if they really want to have a good shot at this one and grabbing the 100-point mark, they need to stay alive as 3. I feel like then it is definitely in the cards for them to breach this mark in this potentially 3rd game that we have today. And yeah, unfortunately, Hokkaido just losing things. The 1v1s just haven't gone their way. Nope. Even though the setup originally seemed to be pretty good, but then again, it's FaZe Clan. If there's any team, at least performance-wise, it just don't want to meet to this point in the grand finals, it is FaZe Clan, and unfortunately they have. Sheriff gets spotted out. Used to be called Just for Fun. He's been, yeah, I guess a big surprise factor of the qualifications and on this roster as well. I don't think many people would have expected him to qualify with that team. I don't think they originally expected to qualify either. I think Wooly wrote me as well. I'm not sure how we made it, but I mean, we did, apparently. And they're playing pretty dang strong, so nothing but deservingly. And now he's going to try to play off of that shotgun. He's got the trades have to come in for FaZe Clan. Usually they don't let this go any other way than theirs. And yeah, you can see Fex he's unbeatable in this close range combat.
They had to, though. They had to finish that. They couldn't let him live there at all. Teams, they're going to rotate their way now in. As we are following Mercy Gaming. They came in towards that top side now. And it looks like our high beast are sort of following the same rotation path for our down numbers as well. As, down to a 2, down to a duo. It can be dangerous as duo, but different stance. They're looking for kills. They're trying to push here. There's a lot of rotation, there's a lot of openness when it comes down to this northeast corner, mainly because of that line. We have so much of the zone that is unplayable that I think a lot of teams will be expecting a heavy shift back. And we know we've cast these enough now. You can't count out that water just yet. Yes, we might see it play towards the line. Yes, I'm kind of with fALECX on that one, but that river that sits in the center west, dangerously could push that way.
It's already takes down Schiller in the meanwhile. As the next phase is about to close. BBL has had struggles in phase 1 time and time again. They need to sort these struggles out, and does decide to shift relatively far east, even though further towards the north and towards the east, I'd say. But with how much border and how much unplayable area is still in there, I think it does still qualify for a very harsh eastern shift. This is tough for plenty of these teams. You can see VP being one of the first teams to immediately recenter. It's what we've been used to. It is in a prime spot to secure themselves a really good real estate.
It's good for Hypebeast because they're coming late, but the zones are played up to, as you said, the northeast. So, store a lot of unplayable, store a lot of players. 51 to be precise to be in here. We're going to see the more clashes here. Looks like VP obviously did take one of Twisted Minds, and looks like VP have lost one of their own as well. So, maybe down some numbers. These teams eager to try and get in. A lot of teams going for more of a centre. They've gone for a full send. No one's really lurking on the outside just yet. I think of these teams like FaZe, they want to try and hunker themselves down and try and secure at least 10 points for a winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, there goes the rotate. Oh, I think Fex has he been caught? Has his vehicle? I think his vehicle has been caught. I think the tire has been caught. Fex goes down. This is wow. This is disastrous for FaZe Clan. This is disastrous. I feel like if they would have made it through into that compound with 3 players, I think there would have been a really good chance at them grabbing another 12 points. I mean that's the second place with a couple of frags. With the only 2 players left alive now, they are very open to getting breached around that area. Then again, all the positions around them have been taken. Slowly but surely they are taken. I think there's only 2 more left open. So if that happens, I think at least they will have a little bit more time to sort things out, unless anyone is really trying to make an early move. Quizzy, in the meanwhile, takes down Rurin. 1 more frag being secured by VP, who are starting off strong.
Yep, they're being caught. Screw Sense need to bunny hop themselves to a bit of safety. BB team, well, they're up in second now. 75 points for them. They've got 3 still remain, and they're getting these kills. They're looking to start activating now. They're on the outside edge of zone, so they're hoping to play back towards them and secure sense and find themselves in a little bit of a bowl. There's a lot of teams that have got angles in them. This is screams Tago. Angles, third party. I love the field endings. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of that anyway, because it's about timing. What time do you push into corners? What time do you try and take elements of zone away? If you get it wrong, it can be punishing for some of these teams and players.
Talk about punishing. Zakuri Zen's in the distance, being punished by FaZe Clan. As well as example, punishing VP. I think there's only 1 player left alive now for VP. I talked about a great start. Yes, in terms of eliminations, at least it has been, but they unfortunately won't survive for very long. It's only 1 player, and that is Quizzy. And he's already being surrounded by Twisted Minds, who have had an almost equally strong start, but unfortunately has lost a player as well.
Down to the final player as well. Doozy, he gets another point on the board as well. So it feels like Twisted Minds are chasing BB team, and it's a little bit tit for tat for these guys at the moment, as they are trying to climb that leaderboard as quickly as they can. Twisted Minds with a MK in hand, that's always going to be dangerous. But he's going to try and figure out, can he launch his nade a little bit closer towards VP and just deny them entry in towards the zone. I think a lot of these teams also going to be waiting for these 24 seconds just for these zone to make way. And I can't see many people leaving their cars too far. I think they'd be ready to leapfrog, because if it plays again to northeast, it's going to be horrible 1 time more for these teams on those rotations.
1 more nade coming in. It has to be absolutely perfect. It looks really good. Oh my goodness. That's a couple of centimeters more upwards, a couple of centimeters farther, and it would have landed absolutely perfect. Would have been a massive, massive copy. But look at this. They want to flush him out. They do not want to mess around with this one, but Tulins has already cooked up the next nade. He sees Quizzy. That should be perfect. Quizzy jumps on top. Oh, but Tulins is very low. Oh, but Tulins! He's like going for it. He's a madman. Quizzy takes him down. And there's no support nearby. Example has to close the distance, but Kappa is there to flash out the danger for Twisted Minds. Lucky for them. I don't think they will lose for Tulins, but a good last stand coming up from VP.
No, you want to see those fights. Quizzy Bunny hopping over the top, but it's eternal fire ending, extinguishing VP. You're down to 1, now down in 12th place. They're going to be getting more points out of today. Ascend, they're a team who actually started day 1 really, really well. Not really showing up too much at the moment. So they're a team which I always speak highly of when it comes to Tago and Rondo, because they do break these maps down really well. They're on some high ground here on the very much to the west. So I think it's more of a hold location for now, though. Looks like Security Sense and find LW crashing their compound. Initial shots come through, but no connection from Seconds. He's going to try and get this one, but he goes down. Lurux will end him with a quickly kill confirm, and Security Ascension breach on in.
Good stuff coming out from Lurix. Takes down Take a Z, makes... And good work with him, and quick work as well. And that's what you need in a contest like this, phase 3. You need to finish off these fights really quickly. And yeah, there they go. Next rotate coming in, it's BBL through the northwestern side. CC next, being the last one on the rotate. Is going to have trouble, I think, finding any open space. And look at this, it's going to be the breach towards Twisted Minds. 2 players being shot out immediately. Example,
oh my God,
the
defense.
And they look very strong, but there's more shots in return. CC next takes out Lou and Batulent. He could go for the 1v3.
No!
Oh, he goes down, but I think it's Catbound, the support from the distance, and BBL somehow survives. I think they'll be cleaned up any moment now, too. I think it's Hypebeast getting the last one, but that is good effort, and that's another team that is in contention for a 100-point mark, being taken out very early.
Talk about spinning. That car came in at perfect time. They turned back away. Was it Lyron was able to jump back out and cause some damage, but Eternal Fire again causing the heat for a lot of these teams. But you're right, another team down. BB, FaZe, they're going to be happy. Twisted Minds are down. They know FaZe are down some numbers. BBT unfortunately losing numbers as well. But other teams around them, well, might be their game to climb. Might be their game to try and deny. Maybe we're going to see ourselves on Rondo. We'll have to wait and see for now. Navi on the outside edge. They're down to 2 as well. So they have to try and take on FUT Esports. But this is a fight for the northeast corner. It's a fight for the rice fields. They haven't got long to end this one because I think the zone might just play slightly away.
FUT Esports. In a very unique situation, I want to say. In phase 3, usually you do not get isolated 2v2 fights that you haven't started. Yeah. So I think this is very unusual territory for both of these teams. Mogor being the port player in the distance. I saw Nail up in the chat already, so shout out to him. He's been sapped out by Mogor for this tournament, apparently. And
it's on holiday. Don't feel sorry for him. He's sunning himself. He's taking a break. He's on vacation.
Oh, vacation?
Yeah, he's chilling out. He's on chill. Oh. He's taking some time out. But yeah, they've got a sub in. Great player, young player as well. They just need to get going. They need to get the momentum shift for FUT Esports.
It was joking around saying he'd get kicked, but I guess that's just Nail up being Nail up. Would have surprised me as well. I think we all would have. First of all, I think we all would have got a notification about it, and also it would have been very surprising to us. Nail up has been a key fragger for this lineup. But Mogor, also one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in the scene, has
100%.
Proved himself very worthy of subbing him, despite FUT Esports obviously having trouble getting to the groove of things. You have talked to them, and you've already said they're trying to bring things back today. So far, they have played relatively aggressively in the first couple of phases, but the big rounds have been missing up until this point.
Just getting, I think it's all this format. This format speaks about momentum. You've got to get the momentum going. You can't let it slip away. There is an argument, as I said, a team down, lower down. Like FUT Esports, if they get enough points on the board, if they close it out, and there's a lot of luck that the teams above 100 points don't get a winner chicken dinner, the games will continue. FUT Esports could climb. So if you are a fan, don't write them off just yet. They just need to continue and close the gap to 100 points. Though today they're looking to try and end it for Na'Vi. There's one looking for the second. Vard's good for 2. He's going to bag those points on Na'Vi. They're going to fall in 12th place, and now comes the push. Eternal Fire. Well, they've been under the fire. Let's see if they can deal with the blue zone nades. As WLA, they need some big points now, and they're even charging through the blue to get it.
Good stuff. FaZe Clan limited now in 11th place, but I think it's far from over. Mika with a long-distance shot hits the last one on Fade as he goes down, and they need confidence like this. They need to pick us all these easy frags, and this is what I want to see coming out from Ascent. They need to turn things around. They need to play aggressive as well, clear out teams on the edge, and this is now the 4th German force arriving towards the western side, and you can see everyone is scared already. First player rotating off into the distance. It's Chris, picks up Mosport now as the last player, I think it's KLICKEN now rotating in as well. He goes through the vehicle even, but somehow still 2 players remaining.
He just thought someone might be there. Why not send it through? One of the famous we have now. He's got the short mag. He's not done the extension. He hasn't gone for the reload. He goes down. Only 8 left in the chamber.
Oh, yes.
And Ascend are going to be able to claim a FAMAS in the hand. It's going to be dangerous. They had to leave the area as well, but great pick, great timing. That's the crash that Ascend need. They've got to hunker their way down. The final player from WLA has eye line of sight, but that's a big, big push. Maybe Brexco can pick him as he plays peekaboo at the top.
Oh yeah, already good shots being poked up by Brexco, and look, this is so interesting because I've been talking about Ascend plenty of times for obvious reasons, but during the last week I said they seem to be scared of taking things, of playing aggressively on edges earlier as well. Sure, this was phase 4, so it wasn't too early either, but at least now they did it. They realized, hey, we have kill potential here. We have the opportunity to play off of our strength, which is aggressive initiative taking on edges. And that's what they did. And look how much space they have now based off of this. There's no one on the entire southern side currently in their safe zone. So it seems like they at least are starting to fix kind of some of their problems, at least the problems that I saw in my humble opinion. So, but yeah, sent 4 frags, good start.
You know, you're the pro, you know. I mean, and arguably, let's quickly talk about their game yesterday. Their win actually came from control. They aggressed where they needed to aggress, but they controlled where they needed to control. You're right, there's no one really near them. We're going to see Ascend now go sit back on the outside edge, but that's how they play. That's their control style of PUBG. So, took the aggression when they wanted to do. 100% right, fALECX. That was the play. Otherwise, sitting on top of that mountain, not really got the zone. They're going to be picked apart from the team, so they're fighting themselves in towards potential placement point. But we're still one team away. 9 teams remain. 25 are up, and a lot of teams moving their way in because there are a limited number of teams in zone already.
Anybody goes down, that's another player being limited towards the southern side. It's going to play into Ascend's cards perfectly. They know this. They've tracked the kill feed 100%. They surely have someone in their communication channels to keep track of it. So, towards the southern side, once again, no other team remaining than Ascent. I think towards the entire southern side, there is no other team. While the rest of them will have to scramble and get into skirmishes all around. And the southern eastern side, at the very least, is going to be the first one to do so. BB team is going to take down 2 players from LW immediately, but they are only with 2 players left alive. Messel, he's been taken down very low. Doozy needs to save him. He can't, though, and it might just look like it's a 2v1 opportunities there with only 13 HP on best of luck.
Because Seifu's going to claim. Seifu will end 1. Now he's going to try and take on Best. Seifu is destroying. What a time to come rolling in. It's outside the zone, but Secura Sensen, they're on fire. Another nade will go through the door. Going to get another claim as Seifu will put 2 on the final player for Secura Sensen. Well, is there anywhere to stop him? No! Seifu ends it! BB team are out. And there's our top 4 teams already gone by phase number 5. This is a game changer.
Massive stub. I mean, Seifu's been stepping out throughout the entirety of this tournament, and this one, at the very least, should give you an idea on how good this guy is. Securi Zenzen has benefited from his clutch potential and from his fragging power time and time again. So very good to see them in the midst of all these top teams. 8th place as of right now. Well, there's more opportunity to gather some additional points with more teams scrambling around the edges, especially for esports being down to 2 players. And also, I quickly want to touch on this. Phase 5, we have 6 teams. That's how aggressive these edges have been, and that's how few positions are being played towards the center of the circle. Also, there aren't really too many, except for the eastern side, north of the hot job area. But still, very, very aggressive edges.
This is Ascend. This is Ascend. It's an edge. They're on the outside. Look at it's Chris already pushed himself in the field. He's gathering information. Look, where are teams going to rotate in? They're either going to push themselves into a southeast corner, use the, I suppose the, that's the right play for Seifu. Use the drops as cover, right? Hype Beast are in the zone. They're going to feel the pressure on the outside edge. It's Chris's positioning himself to try and take a third party, trying to claim any more kills, because if Foot try to play Hype Beast, maybe Mercy Gaming coming that side, can't see Mercy Gaming playing the field. They're going to try and play that southeast corner.
Yeah, I think so too. For esports, still looking for any kind of opening. I'm pretty sure they're not going to find anything, unfortunately. It's just going to be a full 4-man squad out in the open right in front of them, and I think Hypebeast knows that Foot Esports is in their backlines. But as I said, with the fact that it's a 2-man only, they don't really have to scare as much as maybe they would be scared otherwise. And Ascend, you can see, stretching out towards the entirety of the western side. It's Chris already crossed the street as well. So, no matter where the circle shifts, Ascend is going to have an entry, or at least good sidelines, on the next zone.
It's all going to be about sidelines now. This phase is going to be a punishment for a lot more of these teams. Bumble Squad, though, need to work their way in. But yeah, again, we find Bumble Squad in placement points. This team is doing something right when it comes to getting towards those end zones. It goes to smoke wall, the car will move in, the cards will be crucial, I feel like, especially in the end if you can keep them alive. You might not need to keep all the tyres up, but are you going to run over one of these players, though? I don't think he even knows someone's there. He's gone for the push. Oh, he just misses him just by the skin of his teeth. But he's able to turn back and put him down. PWD doing PWD things and nearly causing a destruction of Bumble Squad.
And all this is playing perfectly into the hearts of Ascend, who are cleaning up frags time and time again. It's Chris and KLICKEN each secured themselves one as Grossberg rotates into and takes down Mercy. And I think Mercy, it's just 2 players left standing now. None of them are really close to it. I think Hibak... Is Hibak resting there? Are you kidding me? Never mind. Hibak is resting all out in the open. They're pushing around the corner. They take down Bumble Squad. As more nades are raining in, Crossberg has shown us that he can clutch for his team. So very often he's done so before. But can he do this one too? It's 2 players left standing. Hibak rolls with the car. This is professional play at its absolute finest. He takes out of the car and lets the car roll further as additional cover. As both are trading nades now. Crossberg pushes out.
He's got him!
Are you kidding? Happening. He has to be careful. Shot on the feet, but I think the first aid is going to come through, so he's going to survive, at least for the time being.
Insane. He caught him at the perfect time. He swapped to that util. Now comes the util done back. Well, obviously have to try and lump over. Bumble Squad. Again, there is a sting in their step. They refuse to go down. Ascend activating as well. They have to try and stop. Hypebeast now moving in. Explosive ending. You don't want to push the Bumble Squad though. Use it with util. And here it comes. It's Chris was in this position. They want to try and close it out. They've got a limited amount of time. It's technically a 4 versus 4 versus 1. But 2 of these players are DBNO.
Really good stuff from Ascend. Using that space that they obviously they had because everyone else on the eastern side was fighting to make something happen against Hypebeast. But it's not as clean as they wanted to. Was that a double nade from Mika? I think it was a flash and a knock. And Mika's going to finish that off with a flash and duff now. So good stuff. More frags being secured by Ascend. I think it's only 1 player, and Kapi has been spotted out by KLICKEN. They should be able to clear this out. And they're going to the 3-on-1 against Mercy.
Oh, he's not going to heavy util though. You see that? He's got no nades. I think he went to a little peekaboo, maybe chuck a nade over the top. Now he's got to remember for KLICKEN, he's gone back to go get anything he can. Mika grabbing a nade in his hand. Might be an underarm over the top. Is it timed well? It's timed well. But it's not being able to put Gappy down at DBNO. 2 versus 3 versus 1 or a 3-2-1. Here we go. Is this going to be an Ascend win? We have to find out. We are going all the way to the wire though, and it's phase number 7.
Blows on nades are raining in. Kapi. Still being behind the ridge line. Almost being touched by it. 1 more nade coming out. As Ascend has to focus on multiple different angles. There is still Novik left alive towards the northern side of it as well. But he has to move. Same goes for Kapi. That's the one thing really on the way of Ascend at the moment.
There we go. Try and weigh down. Does Mika play any further forward? For me, no. He's not on the outside edge. He needs cover. He can't be left to a 1-on-1. That's 50-50. No, because obviously positioning himself to try and get an angle on him as well. So I think now it's going to try and push his way down. They're going to try and pressure Mika. I don't think he needs to move back, but he does need support. He needs KLICKEN to look over the top. He needs Bexco maybe to look this way as well. Bexco arguably might need to keep an eye on where Mercy gaming him, because if they do activate, he might sweep in, especially with Groza. Has to try and balance the fight. There goes an 8. Goes back out the other side. There, Cappy's making a push forward. There goes the cover with Ascend needed. KLICKEN's got his boys back as he puts Cappy down. There's another point on the board for Team Ascend. Good
stuff. And now it's just Novik left alive. And the good thing for them is both of these players now are towards the same kind of direction. So that should give them the information now towards where the last play from Mercy is as well. Oh, Brex is being taken down. The Monodog chimes in. He still wants to have a shot in this round, and he's actually shooting against Ascend, not necessarily against Hypebeast, because he knows Ascend is having the man advantage. Look at this, Mika's down really low as well. Ascend needs to be careful of not losing this game.
You can see Ascend grabbing all they can from the vehicles. There's another one, but it's another nade from Mercy. Another point stolen. Away at 6. It's a 2 versus 1. You've got to try and back the numbers, but the aggressive push, he's going to try and isolate. KLICKEN's on his own. Blue Zone nade comes out. Flash will go. Wants to take the 1v1 fight. Mika needs to get back here and try and stop. 2-man advantage is only good if both the guns are here. And here comes Mika. Here comes the util dump. And well, he's just shy of that blue zone.
20 damage against Monodog, who has to fight 2 players now, peeking above the rock, and Mika takes him down. It is Ascend Club rather, taking a 19-point game, and oh my lord, do they need it. They struggle with confidence this time around. Phase 4, breaching that edge, clearing everyone on that specific side. Must have felt so very good for them.
Well, it started early. It started really early from them. That aggressive stance from that hillside, that was what they needed. They just missing the aggressive to go take the areas they want. Now they were aggressive. They took the area they want. They then could play their game. Well, that's map number 3 done. We haven't got ourselves a 100-point team yet. VP opened the doors up. Secure Sensing well clutched out that final Miramar and Ascend control win in Tago. When we, obviously, after the break, but before the break, we'll be on Rondo. As I said, it'd be worth us actually doing a little sneaky look at guess the Rondo location. Because it'd be rude. We've got Rondo coming up. So for those that might have just joined in, we've got more G coins to give away. But we are going to show you a quick image of Rondo. You need to guess in chat as quick as you can. But where is this? Where is that location? Is the giveaway on the screen? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But you've got to get those guesses into chat quick as you can. And make sure your whispers are open. fALECX, do you know where that is?
This would be Test Track, right? The question is this a Test Track on Neox Factory?
Oh,
because
good question.
I think it's in the tower on Test Track, on the building towards the east of the actual Test Track. No, actually no. Oh, is it? Oh, never mind. It's in that big building. Okay, never mind me.
Yep, Neox Factory wise.
Neox
It's on the other side. It's in the tower. You're right, but it is in that section. There are 2 towers in this location. So production being cheeky. That's what I'm going to say on that one. Although when we come back though after the break, we will have Rondo time, and it will be map number 4. And remember, we are looking for 100 points. The first team to reach 100 points. Maybe we're going to go for all 6 games. We don't know. Let us know what you think in chat. We'll see you guys on Rondo. Well, it is going to be time for Rondo, as we do have a very, very short break. But that was a good game, an aggressive game. But more importantly, it was about the teams that are in that mid to low table. We saw an early exit for some of those top teams there, fALECX.
Yeah, as you said, I feel like FaZe Clan, VP, all the teams that have performed up until this point. I mean, VP is debatable. At least today they have performed. Have gone out relatively early. And I feel like now we are witnessing already, and you said it as well, I think we're witnessing already what this rule set does to a lobby like this. I feel like FaZe Clan was targeted by VP more than what they would have been targeted if they wouldn't be standing at the very top. So yeah, FaZe Clan going out relatively early, but still securing points, and that's a big part of it as well. They will be in a prime spot now to take home that 100-point mark. So is Twisted Minds, and I think maybe even BBT.
Well, let's remind everyone, if you are new in here and you're thinking, what the hell are we talking about? It is a new format. It's called the Smash Rule. So yesterday we had day number 1. These are the grand finals where we were going to play 6 games no matter what, right? Those first 6 games are there to set the standard, set the level of how many points a team needs to win that day on. Well, that number was 74. And that means, though, on day number 2, when we come back, it's not a bad gap for them to try and reach 100 points. So day 2, where we are now, we're looking for the first team to reach 100 points. Once we get to that 100 points, we will stop. It might have been game number 1. It might have been game 2. It might have been game 3. It might be this next game number 4. But for the first team to reach 100 points, we will stop. We will then reset again. We'll come back on day number 3, and we'll be looking for one of the teams that are over 100 points and bagging themselves a winner chicken dinner. We will be claiming the victory. But let's have a look at the leaderboard. What does that mean, and where are these points against that? Well, FaZe on 88 points, and well, BBT They refuse to let Twisted Minds go, as they are now finding themselves slotted in between with 79 points. But I feel that win for Ascend, that really changes the lay of the lands, because another team is up in these top spots, contending, fighting for the potential to get to 100 points.
Yeah, FaceClan and BB team are going to be the teams to be focused in this lobby now. I guess the same goes for Twisted Minds, to be honest. I think Ascend is not there just yet. Same goes for LW and Bumble Squad, even though they are in the 60-point range. It's quite the difference if you have 67 and close to 70, or if you have 88 and close to 19, depending on how the next game goes, are going to be the first team to catch that 100-point mark. Because, once again, as he said, the day stops. If any of these teams hit the 100-point mark, and once again, FaceClan is the prime spot to do so, the day stops. So I think FaceClan, now more than ever today, is going to be focused by all the other teams.
And this is as well, if you're a team in a position that you're thinking, I can't quite get to 100 points, as fALECX has kind of alluded there, if you can get yourself as close as you can, we're coming back tomorrow. We're coming back tomorrow no matter what. We have a day free, which means, yes, the team might have already got up there, but if you're able to sort of claim yourself that 100-point mark tomorrow and then get yourself a winner chicken dinner, as long as it's not in the same game, you might be the one crowned. Well, Ascend, they are moving that average point up. Total of 67 points, but the average for me is 87.4. There, the kills are lacking. Doesn't feel like the Ascend, it relates to the damage they're farming, but the damage doesn't mean points. They've got to get these confirms on the board, and they've got to keep those placement points in mind.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But I think Ascend has turned things around, at least for now, so I'm not too worried about them. If they continue improving like they have over the last couple of, I want to say, what, 8-9 games now, at least in the finals, if they continue improving like this, I'm not worried for them. Then again, 100 points, the difference is still quite big. And we know how inconsistent this team has been. Yes, maybe not potentially in the finals. I mean, 7.4 is a massive average point, kind of statistic. But we can't just deny what has happened last week or even the months before that, right? They have been inconsistent, so we need to see more from them to really be certain whether or not they have a shot at winning this one.
And this is actually where potentially this format might play. Yes, they might have been inconsistent, but if they can get themselves to 100 points, all they need to do after that is get one chicken dinner, and they will be crowned the champions. They will take the lion's share of the prize pull away. So it's all to grabs, and as I said, there is a long shot, but there is potentially teams that sit on the right hand side of that leaderboard that could potentially get there. They could grind out to 100 points, because sometimes it's not as easy to get that winner chicken dinner. Well, one of the maps which is pretty difficult to get that winner chicken dinner is Rondo. Risky Rondo, Royal Rondo, or however you want to call it. It's a danger. We're going to fly our way in, not just on one, but two playing parts, because this is a level of complexity that this map brings. And if you're able to break things down a little bit better than the other teams, a double flight path might play to your advantage. Yeah.
Actually, this is interesting. Now, with this specific tournament, with this specific rule set now, the situation that FaceClan is in, this might actually be an advantage, because you never know where the other teams are going to be dropping in this one, right? You don't know where everyone is, essentially. You know where certain teams would like to go, but depending on which plane you're on, that obviously changes. And in this lobby, it does even further so, because this isn't the EMEA Championship. You have plenty of teams in here that you don't normally play against. So this is going to definitely play into the cards, at least in the early phases of the teams at the very top, because teams will have to kind of reiterate where everyone is probably going to be landing, where everyone is in the first couple of phases, depending on the zone. So for someone to find out where FaceClan is positioned, once again, with this specific setup, is going to be harder than what it usually is.
The biggest note to have, FaZe haven't bagged themselves a win on Rondo yet. We've got Navi, we've had the Twisted Minds, we've even had eSports bag themselves a win through the different stages. So the individual maps, I think, are huge to me. I think people underestimate actually the power of an individual map to a team which might be trying to climb the leaderboard, might be there, because this could potentially put some big points on the board. We've seen, give or take, the same style of zones. The zone does go very different now. Oh my God, if we get a city ending, that would be insane for Rondo. But it goes very late for one playing path or early for the other, depends on which way you go. It plays in towards the southeast corner. For a team like Bumble Squad, they're looking to try and levitate themselves up this leaderboard. They're looking to try and work out of 6th place. And a zone like this, that's going to help them massively.
Yeah, it's a good setup for plenty of teams. For everyone who's kind of inside the safe zone already. Twisted Mind's a good setup. For Zakria Zenson especially, it's a good setup as well. Especially also for Bumble Squad. Because in theory, if you block down, if you block the bridges which you could, but you're probably not going to do it. You have better options. But even if you take a look at the bridges and you're only playing it for information, you know how many teams are going to be on your southern side, and it's not too many. Usually that rotation doesn't happen as often. So realistically, how many teams are really going to be on your side? Maybe 2, maybe 3 around you. So your edge is going to be relatively clear, and you can kind of play off of your information a little bit better. So good setup for all of these teams.
Yep, talk about setup. Once we look at Ascend, the average points for them is completely different. The average points for them in playoffs were 4.4. But actually, when we look back on the last stat, 7.4 is completely different. So you said it, Ascend are improving. The playoffs, it was down to that last game now that we got to cast, and wow, what I wrote them off. I can still apologize for that. I drew a line underneath them, right? But you had faith, and it's Chris that bagged the faith, the security towards getting Ascend into this final, and that came very, very late in our playoff stage.
Yeah, it's interesting. You would think maybe the points would be a little bit higher with how much they like this map, but I guess that's down to the inconsistency that we've seen from Ascend. And 4.4 isn't that bad either. Let's be honest. It's not that bad, especially for a map that hasn't been played throughout the last couple of years. So yeah, top 5 obviously. Also to answer this question, I mean that's what they're aiming for, and so far it's paid off nicely. With the last game, they've made their way inside the top 4.
It's a team that can break down new maps, though, right?
Yeah,
they've got the skill, they've got the staff, they've got the amazing coach. They can break down the skill that needs to bring apart a new map. Build your EU fantasy team, just one example, fALECX and Lou. It's pretty much a dream team, should we say?
So to speak, yes. Rotation is probably gonna have to wait quite a bit. I don't expect them to get into the next zone early, judging by the way they've walked around, by the way that Mika's still looking for his vehicle. I don't even think there's an option to do so. Same goes for plenty of these teams towards the northwestern side. I think quite in contrast to what we've seen on Miramar, that even teams like VP, even though they don't have Prior on the circle, will go relatively early. VP maybe, honestly, I want to say VP may be the only team where I could potentially see it happen. The distance isn't too far off. But also just based off of the terrain, because of the fact that there's so much water still inside of it. And the rotation paths do get a little bit tougher because of the valley. I could see maybe early rotations paying off a bit more, but you can see it's nothing too early. They're just now rotating off with around 30 seconds until phase 1.
Just want to give a kudos as well. Ascend, they're on the same placement points as our Twisted Minds we're looking at now, 33. Actually, these two teams are the highest when it comes down to getting placement points. So despite Ascend might be missing out on the kills, they do find themselves in potential top spots, should we say, especially on the grand final thing. So definitely a different end here. Well, you know me, I've always spoken highly of the high ground when it comes down to this map, because it does pull back there several times over. But we have a split either side. Long W on one, Secure Sense on the other, and actually, because these are so close, they're going to be able to bully each other and not have really the freedom of movement that they're going to want to with this high ground.
Yeah. LW also in the teams with a rather long rotation path. Same goes for our Hype Beasts. Just about making their way inside. Hype Beast has been, you've said it before, they have been rather disappointing. At least in the finals. Yeah, in the finals. While we see them rotating into a potential trap. This could be massive. Sheila has to be careful, though. If he shoots at the very first one, yeah, he doesn't. Okay, so this is perfect. The very first one is going to be picked up by the mates on the other side. Sheila, perfect timing to take down Duff. Cappy on the rotate. Takes not really, no, but the knock doesn't happen. The knock does not happen, and Sheila stays alive, at least for now.
Yeah, good. He actually moves well, pushing himself through the actual car.
Oh, Sheila,
oh my God, what another one down.
Just do
1-2. That was disgusting. A purpose trap, a deployment from BBL. Well, they make a statement here on Rondo. There's 2 kills on the board, and Hype Beast able somehow to get 2 remaining players over the other side, but this is not a good game from them. Hype Beast look good on this game. They get high kills when it comes down to Rondo, but not today, thanks to BBL.
I mean, he was a one-shot. Kapi had the ridgeline on him. He enters the vehicle, pops out at the perfect timing, and still takes him down while being one-shot. Are you kidding me? What the hell, Sheila? You were not supposed to win that second duel, but he somehow did. BBL gets away with it. Somehow gets away with it. I feel like he should have died there, but they get away with it. And they will be rewarded with 2 frags.
Yep, take it. The seat spot was so timed to perfection. So timed to perfection. It was the aggressive stance. And he was able to pop a shot to get the confirm as well. Looking a bit more in towards zone. footy Sports have positioned themselves up now in the compound. They do have neighbours of Bumble Squad. A little bit further away phase. Well, the loot in stadium. So long rotation path for them coming in. No gliders this time. So they're going to have to try and farm information as they move. Tunnel Farm are there as well. So they might be looking to try and pitch up, but they are in zone. They are there at the moment. Outside of the zone, BBT, well, they're on the south side. They'll be looking to try and cross, but they'll be looking at that city as like there could be any number of teams lurking there in front of us.
Yeah, these bridges are never easy to cross, to be honest. I mean, we've literally just seen it happen from High Beast. How fast things can turn around. And also plays really well into the cards of Bumble Squad. I said it before. If there's skirmishes around the bridges as well, and there's even going to be... Maybe, sure, there's going to be teams rotating in, but these are going to be a weekend in and of itself. Even if they're the team camping, they lose rotation timing, and so they're going to be less deep inside of that eastern side. So you can see Bumble Squad not really having anyone down south right now. So that whole backside towards Jadina City is almost clear. Yes, BB team is now making their way in, so next phase it might look very differently, but so far it's only really Foot in close proximity, at least towards the southern side.
There's a scenario that it might play back there. And as much as I'm going to love it, it's going to be horrible for a number of teams. It's a very slim chance, let's be honest, guys. But it does play back down towards that south-southeast. That's going to play in toward BB's hand, a team which is refusing for these teams to leave and get to 100 points. We are close. They are on 88 points at the moment. And they are just tinkering on the edge of eternal fire. And they've been an outstanding today. They're not quite as high up the leaderboard as FaZe, but definitely a good showing for day number 2 so far.
Yeah. They've brought things back. Yeah, I think Eternal Fire has been, I want to say the... Oh, he said VP was the biggest disappointment, so I guess they have to be the second biggest disappointment. But they've brought things back today, and I mean, everyone expected them to perform at some point. Again, they aren't an inconsistent team per se. I think actually quite the opposite, at least in terms of fragging. They are able to string together some rounds relatively easily. And, well, Fate, maybe he's got an opportunity to pick up that frag. I think he has to. Yeah, Fearist. Oh, these are some good shots in return. Fearist has to be careful. There's more shots coming in from Soset. Fate is not safe whatsoever. The angle doesn't work out perfectly because Soset is just driving him down. Headshot comes through. He's going to be picked up. Navi securing themselves a very important frag.
Disgusting behaviour. But you had to go hard there. You couldn't cower away. You couldn't run. You couldn't dodge. Fate, unfortunately, didn't land the shots. But Navi really, really flexed there. They were like, nope, this is going to be us. Navi with the first kill when they unfortunately losing the glider. Now they've got to try and take death from above. And look, if you're a two-man, that's not a bad play. That's not a bad play, FALECX. You can fly yourself around and hope and dream to try and find a new home, but at least be out the way of most of the action that's going to happen. The zone shift its way down. Seifu's going to be there again. Sakura Sensen looking to try and defend, but our teams are around them. This is a bad shift. It has gone down towards that south to southeast, and we do hold on to the city.
FaZe has now made their way in as well. They find themselves in a really good spot with all 4 players alive. And once again, be reminded, 12 points is needed for FaZe Clan. So if they start off early here, maybe get a couple of frags, it's not too far off that maybe today is going to end with just 4 games being played. And then meanwhile, Twisted Minds definitely not going out without fighting this one either. They will rotate past Hypebeast. I thought with the glider being shot down, they would go for these frags, but apparently Batuna really isn't. Oh, shots raining in from the distant Hypebeast. He's already under a lot of pressure. I think he's just repositioning at this point. I think he's going to try to pick up these frags.
He's playing with his food, FALECX. Yeah. He's playing. But doing his repositions. There's one. There's two. Oh, they lost one. PWD pick it up. But that shows the level of discipline that Twisted Minds have got. They could have easily tried and pushed in. They could have easily gone head-to-head with it. But with a lot of teams lurking around them, a lot of teams in this field, they want to keep the numbers up. They're on 79 points at the moment. They're eager to try and draw forward. So now going to push. There comes the Smoke Water looking for Eternal Fast Code. Marcos is further back, but they would have read in the kill feed. Mercy Gaming isn't too far away. There's a quick kill. There's a confirm. And then, yeah, well, they can take 15th place.
Good clean up coming in from Twisted Minds. We expected nothing less of them, to be honest. 3 frags already in this one, and they are making their way up towards FaZe Clan on the overall leaderboard. It's still gonna need a. I think mathematically, it's still gonna be the win realistically with them having 3 points to even get to 80. So with 10 points from a dinner, they would still need 10 more frags. Nothing out of the ordinary for Twisted Minds, but at least on this map, they haven't been able to do so consistently. And with this position, they are necessarily to be expected to do so too. Then again, it does need to shift away from the southern side at some point. And they are positioned towards the northern side of things as well. The Secretary picks up another one from WLA.
Another point on the board. Narvik started really well in the finals, but have been slipping their way down. Teams obviously have geared in towards play number 2, slightly different. He has a chance to chat to Orain. He has shared his thoughts, and he does think this obviously here to stay. It's going to be like Rondo. Teams haven't really figured it out yet, and they haven't really figured out how to change, how to adapt and play this rule set, because it's not just about playing the map anymore, is it? It is generally playing the game like a battle royale. So he expects that teams will change actually how they play PUBG and how they break down the esports to try and make sure they bag themselves win a chicken dinner. Oh, there's Willie. He's very American. He's flying his way past and just making sure he's getting that information. Maybe that's the game plan that he's talking about.
Good stuff coming out from Wooly. Really important position now from him in that glider. Without Wooly, I don't think they would have been able to cross the way they do right now.
No.
Because Wooly gives them so much information on who's playing on either side. You can scout all of these ridge lines, so they know no one's camping it. Yes, Ascend is on the other side, a couple of ridge lines further, which is why I'm quite confused why Wooly is turning around right now. But either way, they will find themselves a good spot, immediately rotate on towards the western side, which is, once again, this is really smart because these are all the positions that are 100% not being taken. No one would play this, and also these are the positions that they can scout from the other side. So good rotation coming in from Hokkaido. But I do think it's still going to be tough. I'm just judging by the next zone. I think at some point or another they will have to engage for esports. Yes, they're out of the 2-2 split right now, but it's not an easy fight to take.
Definitely not an easy fight. Willie's going back around and he's still flying around the map on that side. He's just checking the coastline. I think he's just going back to ensure that Mercy Gaming don't backfill. So we'll wait and see. We'll come back to that in a moment. But obviously, FaZe now finding themselves on the outside edge. You actually find themselves with Twisted Minds just in front of them, and Twisted Minds have pushed BB team back down. So the fight for first is here. Let's see if Twisted Minds are going to be ready. They have got teams in front. They are not looking this way, but they should be able to get the sound cues very shortly as Jeemsto is driving his way forward.
They want to engage this. It is direct competition. I really like what FaZe Clan is doing here, and they should know, just by tracking the kill feed, that Twisted Minds is down to player, but Duelins gets spotted out. This fact needs to happen. It needs to happen. Jeem somehow misses the first initial shot, but he takes him down either way. That would have been really uncharacteristic for Jeem, so no worries there. He does pick him up in the end. But there's a quick trade happening on towards Correction. He's being flushed out as well. This is not good. I think Gustav is down to 1 HP too. So it hasn't worked out the way that FaZe Clan originally wanted it to do. Losing a player here in a 1-1 trade, I don't think that was worth it in the end. But a good try on FaZe Clan either way.
Two. They got two. fALECX actually, I believe, got the knock. He was covering Farah back. So our Twisted Mind is now going to be down to a solo player, actually. So you would have hoped for them to be maybe stacked up together. I think you're right. I think they would have maybe tried to run through this area. But they had to rely back. Obviously, with that knock down to 1 HP, they've had to retract back the way they come. But I think that's mainly more because they were doing a bit of a 2-2 split and providing overwatch, should we say. But it's going to be very difficult to get in.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to make their way into the western side. They're wrapping all the way around. They got to be careful. 30 seconds until the zone closes, and then that big rotate is not really going to be possible anymore. Gustav rotates up the hills. He's in the car there. Should give him an idea on who's right below him, or at least if the spots are taken. As the time dwindles on down. Just 15 more seconds. With Twisted Minds finally being eliminated as well. Quizzy's going to pick that one up. VP not having casualties at the beginning of this game. They've had for a couple of rounds now. Tiny skirmishes at the beginning that haven't really gone their way. But now things are slowly starting to get picked back up by them. 5 frags in phase 4 is a really good start as well for VP.
Yep. That's a good start. Not for FaZe. They're going to go in. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So Twisted Minds might have fall, but FaZe fall straight after. Who's the advantage here? BB Team and Ascend. They will be happy as those two have now fallen. Secure Sensen looking quite good here. Now they can put some numbers again on this map. So they now hold the outside of the edge. The zone has played back towards the north-northwest. And look, HKD, They might have been flying their way around. Now they find themselves on the coast. There's no Mercy game here. Sharp Shot's looking to try and go. There's Mercy play Peekaboo. Mercy play does play Peekaboo, but pubg gets the first one. Looks like to be the back burner. Then Sharp Shot's right underneath the nose of this Mercy team.
One more nade being cooked by Xerath could seal the deal. If it happens to pop down perfectly, could be massive, massive, massive. For Kaido as they are cleaning out his ridge line.
Whoa!
Ooh, Sharp Shot turns around. He's taken down. Mercy have done it. Somehow they did turn it around. It looked so very good for Kaido, but in the last couple of seconds, Monodoct was able to finally find all the damage that was needed to take down the 4 players. And Mercy somehow getting away with all 4 players alive in a very clean wipe.
What just happened to Hakodo? What did I just witness? They went aggressive, they saw the player, but they stopped. He lined up, and they were just lined for 1, 2, down, dusted. Mercy will survive. They should be able to try and get the reses back on as well, as they will keep those numbers remaining. Skris has not been in a really good spot now. They're going to try and now wait out the zone. Big B, arguably an area which we haven't really seen a lot of end zones from, so they can be creative here. That's where you can see him sort of bunny hopping, and we've already seen Nixie, how punishing he has been in kind of these offset locations. He has pushed his way forward, but back to the other side of the zone. This is one of the teams that might capitalise from the early death from FaZe and Twisted Minds. There's Brexico. He's back in the air as he's scouting his way forward.
Rex might just go for the position up top.
No way. Oh my god!
I don't think there's any. Oh, there is one close by. Oh my god!
Get in!
That is so cheeky. That is so very cheeky. Matty has absolutely no idea. I don't think he heard that at that point. What a pickup coming in from Ascent.
Death from above. Ascend descended on top of Bumble Squad, and it was for free, utterly for free.
Oh my lord, Ascent, I don't even know. Ascent, that is nasty. And Brex, look, it's not only a frag, it's a really good position. He's got overview of the entire compound now, with the rest of his teammates rotating in. That's how you play Glider. That's the Glider straight, ladies and gentlemen. That's perfect textbook play. And how to utilize Glider to the best of your abilities. And look at this, they've got perfect view now onto both BBL. BBL essentially cannot push this anymore, because Brexco will just cleanly shut them down. Oh, this is a massive nade. This is massive. Brexco. Oh, somehow they doesn't do any damage, but maybe the next one does.
Little bit of damage to Kobe's, didn't quite post box. He has to be cautious though. He might want to close that door, because Bumble Squad though, they might be able to move up. They can get up on the other side and move over as well, so be careful there. For now, great position, great move, great use of the glider. Ascend will be happy, arguably laughing about their first kill on this one. Zone to shift away. So it's going to be the victor from here. I don't think Brexco's going to be able to take that glider and take off, should we say, from this location. And Ascend will have to try and play up, but they've got the zone against BBL.
Ascend in a really good spot now. They can play off of their strength. They've shown us that they can win these types of fights. And with Brexco's position up there, yes, sure, he's got Bumble Squad all around him as well. But with that position, BBL is going to be the first team that needs to move. And they've got the sidelines on that warehouse that they're in right now, from literally all the angles. So perfect opportunity now for Ascent to pick up some really clean frags, depending on how that smoke will from BBL, when they do need to exit is. So nothing safe just yet, but at least a good opportunity.
Look at the zone as well. For those who've got the map feed up, and for those that might not know, we have the map feed. Make sure you've got a second monitor screen, etc. You can see all these teams on the outside edge. So low W, JETZT, so the IGL discipline to the end.
No.
He shoots the shot at the wrong time. He gets his position away, and Doozy punishes him. Oh, the discipline was there. The execution didn't quite fall. Can it be down to Blazer, the final player? It's going to be out. Low W, another team out, and that is a victory and a half for BB team, because the team chasing them is done. They are now the only team. Is BB going to be the first one towards 100 points? We'll have to wait and see, as 8 teams now remain. We're in the placement point. Brexco, well, he's going to try and deal with the Bumble Squad, and they are not happy that he landed on top of their roof.
Bumble Squad playing this one so patiently, so smartly. They waited for his Ascent Club to get engaged by BBL, and as soon as that knock and kill Yoke happened, they just rushed up the staircase, one on one side. So massive stop kind of from Bumble Squad. That was not a coincidence that worked out so perfectly against Brexco. BBL still alive, then once again in the meanwhile have taken down Killiaka, but the nades are raining in perfectly. It's Chris maybe now towards the right hand side, can secure these frags. He takes one, he takes the second one as well, I think. With one frag actually going the way of Bumble Squad, if I saw that correctly, or to some of the team at the very least, because they've only secured 2, and now they just need to wait for the last player from BBL to rotate towards their side. But there's bigger problems in front of them. And that is Bumble Squad up on their north.
Yeah, good shots, good hold. They've lost 2. Ascend getting re-control of this position now. They're going to try and deal with Bumble Squad, but they're on the outside out. Mercy Gaming playing themselves in, but they're going to ensure they deal with Foot Esports first before they can get Overwatch. Secure Sensing, well, they're going to fall in 7th place. I think the big question I've got for you, 17 points. Can BB Team end it on Rondo? Or, actually, to be fair, they've got to get all the kills. They're going to have to hoover as many as they can. They can't fight from this position. I think it's a bit too much to ask them to end it on Rondo now.
Yeah, might just be a tiny bit too much. I'll have to wait and see. VP has gotten the zone once more. It's a perfect opportunity for them to pick up this round. But then again, only 2 players left alive, and you can see Nixie. He kind of has to overlook Lukarooks, but he can't really do much. He can't really... Sure, if someone peeks around the corner, he can maybe suppress them, but it's only one player. As soon as he gets damaged, Lukarooks will potentially fall based off of him getting damaged as well. So not a good outlook right now for VP. Maybe it's good for securing a couple more frags, and Nixie at the very least does exactly that.
Actually, it does get it. And I like how the roles are swapping with VP. Nixie was the person that was causing the damage. Though I said, Mickey, nearly getting there. Crossback able to try and deny. It's down to 1 here. It's Chris going to have the information. The guy who saved the playoff stages, I think, from Ascend. Gets the first knock that's needed. Got to move forward. Got to be cautious here because Foot Esports might try and pick up the side swipe. But it's Chris knows exactly where the last Bumblebee is. And he's on the higher ground. 1 second to go. The res, I'm assuming now, will not happen. But it's Chris got the position over Bumble Squad.
I feel like it still very well happened that the zone isn't moving too fast, and I'm also wondering how's Foot Esports not watching this? How's Foot Esports or BB Team not shooting at Chris, and now he's getting picked up, but not from Foot Esports at all. It's going to be BB Team chiming in, and they're looking to potentially, let's think about this mathematically, potentially crack the 100 points mark. If they clean up everyone,
yep,
I think it's going to be enough.
They could do it. They just need to bag another 5 points and then go bag themselves that winner chicken dinner. 6 kills already. It's arguably doing it. They're in the right position. They've got the freedom of movement. They've got the targets. BB are activated now. They know they want to end it. They want to end this game on Rondo. There goes a nade. Spyro's able to pick up one of the kills. I'm deep to final player. Watch the full deny here. BB Team eager to go. Bumble Squad got to deny. I'm deep deny to zone. Deny. You cannot let BB Team get another point.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot, and you're completely right. BB Team needs 4 more frags to potentially, and the win obviously, to potentially secure the 100-point mark. I mean, the first team going into tomorrow, they could seal the deal with a chicken dinner. That's how the point rule works right now. Foot Esports is now rotated out of it, and BB Team, they'll be reminded with 4 players left alive. Really good. Deep gets spotted out. Just 3 more frags now for BB Team. With the potential to pick up the 100-point mark with a win as well. And look at this. This is so smart. Best of luck. And his teammate, I think it's Phil first. Never mind, it's not Phil first. Has to be a doozy. Already close up on the ridgeline against Foot Esports. This could work out perfectly. Support from the distance too, with Phil first being up towards the eastern side.
Oh, Mark, they need to go get that knocked. There's one. A doozy.
No.
They're going for this, fALECX. They're going to try and make the play. Lukarooks. Nixie ends. Lukarooks there. Whoever got the knock, I'm not quite sure. They'll have to wait and try and see. Don't think there's going to be enough in the tank for them to do it. They're going to make the play. They're going to make another kill. Another 2. They've gone up towards 87 points. They're looking for the final player. Oh, my God. Winner chicken dinner.
Oh, my Lord.
Read it right. 89 was the number. They go to 99 points. Talk about high IQ play, and BB Team denied at the very, very end. We've got one more game to go, people. That was insane.
Unbelievable.
Talk about timing. The timing that BB Team activated was outstanding, and massive kudos though to Nixie the GOAT. He knew to deny, and he denied really quickly.
I don't even know what to say. I think you were about to say it as well. I think we need a break for this one. We'll be right back. Oh my Lord, we'll be right back.
A new vehicle collaboration with a world-renowned automaker. The return of some tactical items. And a trip back to the Dragon's Isle. All this and more as we dive into the Update 30.2 patch report. First up, special Automobili Lamborghini vehicle skins and items are coming to the Battlegrounds. For a limited time, you can pick up 3 cool new vehicle skins and a variety of other Automobili Lamborghini themed items. These special skins have some exclusive new features. So be sure to check out the full details of what they do and how to get them in the collaboration announcement. Next up, some of the old tactical items are making their way back to the Battlegrounds as updated tools. The Tactical Pack, EMT gear, and all-in-one repair kit can now be found once again and will take up a primary or secondary slot when looted. These are the only pieces from the old system we plan on putting back in, so let us know how this new approach feels. Finally, a fan-favorite game mode is making its legendary return. Wait, I can do this.
Unleash magic and mayhem when you return to the Dragon's Isle with Fantasy Battle Royale. Choose your unique fantasy class. Collect crystals to upgrade your skills and be the last party standing. Deliver vicious melee attacks as the mighty barbarian. Take down your foes from afar as the eagle-eyed ranger. Set the world ablaze as the powerful wizard. Or smite your foes and heal your friends as the righteous paladin. The noble steed and dragon wagon remain to aid your travels. And while they're slower than traditional vehicles, they will still show you the meaning of haste.
Fantasy Battle Royale is coming to the arcade from July 24th to August 7th on PC, and July 31st to August 14th on console. This update also features some quality of life and performance improvements, map bug fixes, and more. So check out the patch notes for full details. Update 30.2 is here. So pack your updated tools, enter the Automobili Lamborghini vehicles, and take a road trip back to the Dragon's Isle.
We'll see you on the battlegrounds.
"99 problems, and a winner chicken dinner is not one of them." For there, look, that was a game to have. That was a game to activate. BB have been lurking in the background for some time. They're always there. They don't want to let the teams get away. We know how consistent they be. But, oh my God, 1 point, and we would have been ending it there, but we're not. Let's remind everyone quickly of the format, because I think that does play a big part as to why we was acting like two kids coming towards the end there, because that was an exciting ending towards that day. And this is what it means. Day one done dusty. We played 6 games, guys. We're looking for on day 2 the first team to reach 100 points, and there was 1 point, fALECX. 1 point in it, mate. 1
point. And you can see right here why that is so important. The first team to 100 points is going to close out the second day. There's no more games being played. So BB team, just to give you guys an idea, and we're going to see that at the overall leaderboard in a second. BB team needs 1 single point to end this day, and they will be going into tomorrow as the potentially, depending on how the rest of the teams play, as the potentially only team to be able to win the rotation summer edition with a single chicken dinner. And that is the beauty of this rule set. Wow, 99 points right now, and there we have it on BB team once more. They have overtaken FaZe Clan, they've overtaken Twisted Minds, I think in a rather surprising turn of events.
Right, it's worth noting, if BB team get a point off the drop, we don't just stop the game there. We will play out the whole of match number 5, but if they do get a point, it does mean we will not have a match number 6. There's a big decision to be had here from BB team. Go aggressive or play for placement. For me, I kind of feel like just go aggressive. I think we're going to see an early BB team isolate, pick apart some prey somewhere that might be caught in rotation. I think we might see 4 cars park someone in and make sure they secure that spot. There we go. I was about to say the leaderboard's not updated. It has updated. For the rest of the teams though, fALECX, it's about getting as many points as you can. 99 points, average of 9.9 points per game. Kills are not bad with 6.1. Damage is huge. But you got to think, if you're not BB team, you're going to try and get as close as you can now towards 100 points, because potentially you've only got one game to do it.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's only a single point, also focusing on BB team now doesn't really make too much sense because, let's be honest, the probability for BB team to go out without making a single point, without getting a single flush, even an isolated 4-on-4, is just that slim. So I think at this point, just focus on your own game. As you said, grab as many points as you can. Make this the last round, potentially last round, almost surely last round, count as much as you can. And also, there's the opportunity for more teams to get up to the 100-point mark, right? fALECX with a good round now could also go into tomorrow with 100 points and then be able to take home the chicken dinner potentially. So it's not just BB team that needs a fairly good round now. It could also mean the opportunity for fALECX and Twisted Minds and Ascent, even in theory, even though 28 points is, I want to say, too far of a stretch. But especially for fALECX and Twisted Minds now, perfect opportunity to also go into tomorrow with a perfect opportunity.
This is about, and I wanted to ask production to bring back the leaderboard because I think it's really key to take a picture of this one, guys, because you got to think now, if you're a team that's not near that 100-point mark, you've got to try and close the gap, because we are going to come back tomorrow. We are going to be playing a X number of games. But if BB team the first to get 100 point and BB team put a winner chicken dinner on game number 1 tomorrow, potentially, obviously, apart from the points we might gather from that first game, it could be a top 5 position. We have to wait and see. Obviously, that's all to play for. I think we came into game number 1 thinking it might have closed out, but FaZe have just been unable to bag the points they needed to, and I think it alludes to what Navi's coach was saying. Ryan was saying we're not ready for this format. These teams haven't had enough practice on it because it is brand new, and therefore how you play this, I think it's a huge telling sign at the moment, fALECX. I think it's really telling that I think FaZe have been trying to play for placement and not playing the aggressive stance that we saw them play very much in the playoffs and very much on day number 1. It's not they were looking for points, right? They're looking for placement. But for me, FaZe were looking to get a lot of kills yesterday, and they've done it really well. And I feel like they're just trying to get a placement, and as a result, they've had 2 teams really catch up and overtake them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also strategy-wise, as you said, I think things have changed now, especially going from playoffs to grand finals, and I think it's very obvious in the way they've played so far. And also points-wise, I mean, you can tell they were in the running start of this day, and we all said actually it was going to be fALECX to pick this one up just based off of how they played day 1. But yeah, goes to show you it doesn't always work out the way you want to. But still, they're going to be in contention to potentially pick up 100 points as well, and I think they will. Honestly, I have a feeling that fALECX, despite being 11 points down, that they're going to be going in with 100 points for tomorrow as well. 11 points, I feel like when they, so far as well, when do they shine? It's almost exclusively been under pressure. And I feel like now they are, right? They want to go into tomorrow with already the 100 points being secured. They know BB team will do that. I feel like everyone in this lobby knows already. But for them to do it as well, that would be absolutely massive. And once again, they were favored to do so at the beginning of this day. So, I mean, who else to take it?
Well, who else to take this one? 99 points. One is needed from BB team as we go into match number 5. Flight path is northwest down towards the southeast. BB team will be happy. They have to go for their alt drop spot, or do they just land on someone and claim a point, claim the victory and end day number 2 and 100 points to our champion, leading them into day 3 with potentially one of the favourite teams to be back in the prize pool.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 point being needed to close out this day from BB team. 11 potential points being needed from fALECX to breach that 100 points mark and close the day. These are the current standings, and then obviously I think 20 points, around the mark with 20 points being needed by Twisted Minds. Might be a little bit less than that, I think 83, so 17, 18 points. Either way, just to give you an idea once more on how many points these teams need, and once again, BB team, we said, what is the smartest play now? Anything after 100 points doesn't matter anymore. So why not just go for a single frag on rotation? Why not just try to fight, as you said, try to find an isolated pick? Because the current situation as it stands is, if you get 20 points, doesn't matter. You could have also gotten 1. So why risk it in the way that you maybe don't have to? So I'm thinking BB team, once again, in a really unique situation. I don't think they've been in a situation like this with you know, the rule sets obviously haven't happened like this in quite a long time.
So they've not gone for the hot drop. They've gone for the normal drop. They managed to get the cards and try and rotate down zone, even giving BB team the blessing from the PUBG gods from above. There was a slight hot drop though. Mercy game, obviously, Anderson going for that same neck of the woods. Now, Mercy, they will normally go for military, but I think because of the flight path, both these teams sort of extending over that East Ham bridge. It is a situation we've never been in before because it's a new format, guys. We have seen it played out in APAC once, but the points were 70. Now, no, guys, EWC is going to be 70 points. BEING ESPORTS and pubg Esports agreed for this one to be 100 points because they were looking to try and get it over 3 days. Take those points away and put it back down to 70, it'll be a very quicker ending, more explosive action than what we've seen here. And arguably, fALECX, we've had some huge amount of explosive action, even for these teams trying to claw themselves to 100 points.
Yeah, I mean, explosive action might just be an understatement as well, because the way the finals so far have worked is nothing short of amazing. Each and every single one of game is full of suspense, and once again, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this rule set. That you can never count out any team, and also, once again, a really unique situation that we might end this day with less games being played than usual. And we're all going to sit there tomorrow wondering, how long is day 3 going to be? I predict it's going to be a rather long day for us, Mark, and I'm looking forward to it.
He's moving forwards. Secure sensors in the field. There's going to be a car. They're on the drive. They've got 2 in the vehicle. They see the car coming in. Could this be the first set of kills? They turn. They're going for it. Secure sensor might be the ones that are going to gift it. It's a 2 versus 2. Tickers and him. And well, they're going to be the 2 to try and hold out. But a doozy repositions that car. BB team will be calling for backup. We've got our victims, and it's in the compound.
And I don't think we've ever been as hyped for a 2v2 or potentially 4v4 in phase 1 as much as we are hyped for this one, because it might seal the deal for BB team. 99 points as the rest of the team from Secure Zenson is rotating in as well. Currently, as it stands, it's a 4v2, but the rest of them are coming in slowly but surely. He's on a bike! Spyro is on a bike! It might take some time. And BB team, he still needs to be careful, right? They still need to be careful. It's not done just yet. They still need a single point. We know how these can be. Really good Doozy picks up Beeman.
Down.
Oh, and he's going to be the first casualty. If he just gets that flash and you think he's going to go for it, that is enough for BB team to finish at the 100-point mark.
They're going for it. Doozy's not even got a sight, though. Here comes the flash. They're going to try and get the res what they can. They know who they're fighting against. Secure Sensing. They might be the victim of 100 points. They don't want it to be the case. As there goes the smoke. The angles are still being held. They've been unable to try and claim it. The util they haven't got here. BB team, they might just try and fall forward. Full send. Try and pick up their player. Phil First going to go on the outside. Can he find anyone? But not at the moment. And that blue zone nade is just too far away.
So smartly played by BB team. They really want to isolate this knock, and this is just textbook play. And how you want to play this if you're up on this one? Phil First gets it! And that is 100 points being secured by BB team, the first team in the grand finals to do so.
Oh, GG's. Even Bumble Squad, they're coming. They were trying to give their boys back up, but they can't do it in time. That's it. The lobby now know. The lobby have heard 100 points has been claimed by BB team. And Doozy with the first point on the board and claiming that victory now. It will be confirmed. This is our last game, so every other team now has to claw themselves up towards 100 points. And arguably, BB team can just die on their sword. They've done it. They've got 100 points. Yes, they're going to claim some more points, but all they need now is a winner chicken dinner tomorrow, and they will be crowned champions.
Grabbing some more points could still be beneficial, especially if it is against FaZe Clan, Twisted Minds, or Ascent. Delaying these guys to get to 100 points as long as possible is going to be so important for them. So BB team, no doubt they just want just threats, and even though, once again, Security Sense isn't necessarily the enemy that you really want this to happen against, I mean, you're not complaining about these frags either, are you? So Phil First is going to pick up Zayfu, one of the biggest fraggers in this lineup, as it's only Tekka's left.
Might as well give it to him. Might as well give it to him. He's already got 100 points, Sparta. He's dancing the dance. There's number 2. I think they're trying to wait to watch, see if anyone wants to come in. But Secure Sensing, they were the ones that gifted. They were the ones that gave the points to BB team. And a team that has been lurking on the outside edge for some time, refusing, as I said, to let a team break away. Always in the shadows, but not now. They're in the shining light, and BB team are going to be leading the charge coming in tomorrow.
Crazy. Absolutely insane. Crazy. 103 points already. And it's going to be all eyes on FaZe Clan and Twisted Minds now. Let's be honest. It's going to be all eyes on Twisted Minds and FaZe Clan. Can they pick up 100 points as well? That would be so absolutely massive. Twisted Minds with a big split towards the southern side. Almost into Ferry Pier, just a little bit west of it. And then FaZe Clan obviously hasn't really entered the safe zone just now. Slowly rotating in towards the eastern side. Now, with anyone reading the kill feeds, This is interesting as well. If anyone reading the kill feed, knowing the BB team has already secured 103 points, they should be scared of them, but also at the same time should not be focusing on them anymore. So BB team might has a maybe has a little bit of an advantage now as well, because everyone knows BB team, if they do engage you, they're gonna fight this until their last breath because they don't need anything anymore.
No. And this again, I'd even go down to maybe in a sense, maybe a Bumble squad. They put big game on here. Might tap themselves out really well. We're a team that needs a good game to close off their day. Oh, example. Well, he refused to let Lou go down. He puts down Rondo and he's got to try and turn back. He's going to turn around and get the confirm. There's 1 point on the board. Example. Well, he's going to cause as much damage, as much as destruction as he can. Foot Esports, though, are there. Primorsk looks like perfect as well. He's on his bike. He might be too far behind, but he's bringing reinforcements. An example, well, he's going to try and hold out. He can hold out. He puts another one down, and Foot Esports cannot find the Ranger. He is denying, getting as more points as he can, and he's giving his boys more time to get close.
Mogul is trying to catch pfALECX. He's on a bike, so it might be perfect. Actually, 2 players on that bike. Mogul would have had the perfect opportunity to take down 2 players, but they exit the vehicle, and Mogul is going to be pressured back, at least for now. And wow, this ridgeline is, I guess, at the perfect height, because somehow Mogul can't just not take the shots that he wants to, apparently. So he's going to be forced back inside the city. And Example has really turned this situation around. I thought Foot Esports was going to clean this one up really easy, but it's going to be the other way around with Footsie and, excuse me, 80 and Vard. Footsie, what the hell? 80 and Vard obviously being flashed out immediately.
It's 100 points,
that's a new player, apparently. Footsie, yeah.
It's throwing me. It's completely throwing me these points. It's worth noting, actually, this is a really good example, guys. Now, if BB team get the winner chicken dinner, if this was technically tomorrow, day number 3, they wouldn't be winning. We wouldn't be stopping. They would need to come back and get the win a second game over. So yes, BB team are over 100 points, and lucky enough for them, they've taken the advantage of doing it on day number 2, because if they come back and get the win on game number 1 tomorrow, they'll be the ones bagging themselves the lion's share of the prize pool. So what fALECX is alluding to, we are looking for teams to get as close as they can to the 100 points, because they want to ensure they get over the 100-point mark, because if they do go over 100 points and get winner chicken dinner, they still need to get another winner chicken dinner.
More shots coming in. Lyrun's probably going to be shot out. There's some really good shots from Duffy. He specifically targeted the tires, which is in this scenario, yeah, kind of the best case. And he's going to be rewarded with a frag against Lyrun, surely as well. Cappy is already rotating in, and the rest of the BBL squad has already crossed the bridge, except obviously for Smash in the distance. He's only going to be helpful for so long. The blue zone coming in. They're going to be off for the rotate as well.
It's going to be difficult. A lot of fighting early on. Looking at the map feed at the moment, obviously Ascend, you can see in the kill feed, they're going off, they're holding off the bridge here. FaZe Clan going to rotate their way around by VP. They'll be looking to try and claim and bag as many kills as they can. And arguably BB team, every point now they get, this is still away from a FaZe Clan, away from an Ascend, away from a Twisted Minds. As the zone, well, it shifts back towards that snowmobile, that field. And that's that mad fight we're seeing. Eternal Fire trying to go across from Military Island, Ascend denying that entry there. And the zone obviously forcing Foot Esports and Twisted Minds now to rotate back towards zone.
Good circle shift once again for VP. Nixie still with that emergency job is going to make his way towards the rest of his teammates as well. FaZe Clan, one of the teams that we have to focus on now, has found themselves a really good spot towards the eastern side. Yes, it's not deep circle center just yet, but it gives you plenty of rotation options towards the western side, towards the southern side. And that might be more beneficial than anything else. But look at this. They're actually being caught off guard here. Na'Vi somehow breached them. Fak has already been taken down. This is horrible, FaZe Clan. This is their chance to get us close to the 100-point mark, even crack the 100-point mark. And look at this, they want to fight for it. They do not want to give this up without a fight. They need to as well. This is the best chance at still making something happen. And they're going to be supported by BB team as well, with Ferris going down just outside the window.
Yep, Gustav has moved back into a difficult position now. He's going to be able to catch Na'Vi if they do try and reach the gap. The gap is pretty small between the two, so you two don't what happened. Crexy plop out on one side, launch a nade back. I don't think that's going to go through the window just yet. Gustav is really going to be the one that can make the difference, but also he's going to be under an element of fire from multiple teams, and one of them is BB team, who are already in the 100-point mark.
Crazy that this is getting as close as it is right now. Sosa being knocked down too, and he's not being revived for the time being, so it's going to take some more time actually for Na'Vi to be back up as a 3-man. And I don't think FaceTime realizes this. Unfortunately, they don't. Gustav! Oh, this is big! This is big! This is massive!
Push.
Double headshot, I believe it was. Maybe a headshot on Buddy here to take down Hekatori. And now the cavalry comes in. Jeems already closing down the distance. One flash.
No.
Can't get the second one. Trade is there from Corexi, though. And it's all down to just one player from Na'Vi. And he's all by his lonesome inside
one
the
versus
building.
one. Whoa! Jedrox is there. No! Well, they're on 90 points. They need to get 10 tomorrow. But, I think you've got to look at FaZe as getting 10 points tomorrow. They've got to do it in game number 1 because, as you said, it's every game counts now. Every game people are going to be watching for BBT. Back towards the action, though. Well, just in minds causes some issues for BBL. As they now got to reposition their cars, keep them safe. Marco was taking a new approach in as Ascend, also a team looking to claim as many points as they can. Control on this south side of the zone here. A couple more maybe in the bag.
Eternal Fire. Crossing the bridge, rotating into Ascend now any second. Ascend. Oh, it's Chris. I don't think he spotted him. I think it's Chris has been spotted, but not the other way around. Yeah. So it's Chris might just fall into the trap once more. Oh, yes. Keppa. I thought he was going to shoot. Keppa is still not... I think Keppa is still waiting for his teammate down low. I think he's still waiting for the teammate. I think he might have just missed the window of opportunity. Because with Itzkris turning around, he might be able to spot the teammate down low, but no, it doesn't happen. Okay, Marco's still sneaking up. And I feel like at this point, it's just a matter of time until Itzkris gets spotted out. Still proning. Now the blue zone comes in. Oh, this is turning into a thriller at this point. Somehow, Itzkris still standing.
Well, technically it's a 2 versus 2. They saw the car play away for EF, right? And then obviously they've assumed that they've gone, they held out for as long as they can. What they didn't know is they've swum back, or once swum back. Marco taken to the aquatic entry. He's worked his way back in. Now needs to come back in on zone. Marco right underneath the noses of these two, but it's Chris Mika. They need to reposition themselves in. What time do they collapse? WLA have pushed themselves in a position, so you kind of look at this gun. They might stay in their position to get the off angle on WLA, but it might be subject to a backstab here from EF.
Let's see if they can make it across the big open field. And no, the answer is no, at least not without casualties. Schengen goes down. Mogor is going to pick that one up. As for the esports, secure themselves the second frag. They're only 2 men as well. Unfortunately, LW, as a result of that, is not going to be able to group up as a full 4-man. Would have been very beneficial for them in the compound they're playing at. Definitely options to rotate out to the open field. And Itzkris, he made it in alive. As somehow Itzkris is still standing. The opportunity there for Kappa to pick up that frag was definitely there, but he wanted to be extra safe to get the flush as well. But until Marco really close the distance, it was already too late. Now Bumble Squad is the next enemy. They're right in front of them, and I don't think Sand really has the full picture on that position right now. Brexel gets spotted out immediately. Crossberg takes him down. He's been the key fragger for Bumble Squad time and time again. What more can he do?
What more can he do at the moment? He's looking to get another kill. He gets grabbed. He does get another one. Bags. It's Chris. And it's falling apart here for Ascend. They collapse that 2-2 split. They had the 4 numbers, but now they only have KLICKEN. He has to try and defend. Iron Deep works his way in. He gets caught as well. Cross needs to dig deep again. KLICKEN goes for a full send. Oh, he jumps though on fire, but unable to get that player down. Madzi though will be going for the collapse, but look at this. Hype Beast able to capitalize up on all the action Ascend was able to claim.
Yeah, good shots coming out from Hypebeast, and they want to close the distance as fast as possible. Get close to the Bumble Squad players, but they're still in the process of reviving, and they should have a pretty good idea now. Somehow Nowick doesn't spot them. Oh, Nowick, no way. There is no way.
Free.
He doesn't look to his left all the way. Maybe the sidelines are obscured as well, so maybe he can't see it, but he's going to get tarnished as well. Nowick goes down. Duff gets almost headshotted too. This is falling apart for Hypebeast, and Bumble Squad is still in this one.
Nade's perfect. Oh, it's caused damage. He hasn't got to confirm. Here comes another one. Don't fight Bumble. They've got a sting. He goes up and it's on. Gets him. Explosive ending. And Duff will eventually claim Bumble Squad. 13th place for them. Hype Beast needs something, anything to claw up that leaderboard. They're currently on 31 points. They need to get to 100. That there is a mountain to be had. Well, a team that is a little bit higher up on that mountain is Twisted Minds. They've already lost one, but they're on 3 kills. Lose down. And they're looking to try and claim some more.
Looking to play some more indeed. Twisted Minds being the next on the leaderboard to really watch in terms of trying to make it towards the 100-point mark. Sheriff hits a nasty nade though on, I believe, Perfectix. And Perfecti goes down as well. It gets stolen by Lukarooks though. So not being picked up by Hokkaido. And Twisted Minds once again trying to make the most out of the situation. A couple of more points. I think the win at this point, or even grabbing 20 points, is out of the question. So grabbing as many frags against Hokkaido as possible is probably going to be the goal here.
Yep. Talk about gifting BB team. Like, they're having a victory lap, but they don't have to leave either. They've claimed the compound, they claimed their point, and now they sit tight. They've got a couple more. They're on 105 now, but it doesn't matter. They can go all the way to 200. Tomorrow, they need to bag a winner chicken dinner before anyone else does. That is over 100 points. BBL, they're moving away forward. Mercy just on the other side of the ring. So she's going to play peekaboo. Does the initial shots that come out from the ace, but doesn't get the connection. But unfortunately for him, Mercy Gaming got some backup, so he retreats back. Going to use the util, going to use the information from the sound cues. He does launch it over, but doesn't quite get the connection. It looks like BBL, well, they're receiving pressure though from the other side as Na'Vi. Well, they put the first knockdown.
Soset is going to be able to take down Smash indeed. The circle is still very far away. As we see Twisted Minds being eliminated now as well on the bottom right. It's going to be Foot Esports and BB Team. Out of all the teams, BB Team actually picking that one up. And I said BB Team was in a prize spot now to deny all the rest of the follow-up teams any points. And that's what they've been doing. They've third-party FaZe Clan. They have third-party Twisted Minds. And boom, you're there. Essentially sent. I mean, eliminated themselves, luckily for them, but even them weren't really in a spot to potentially crack the 100-point mark with this game. So all the rest of the teams that were right below them were actually third party in the last fights they had. Massive stuff coming out from BB Team. They kind of did everything they wanted to. So the checklist already is complete. You reach 100 points and you deny any points towards the teams right below you. And that's what they did.
That's what they did. A lot of teams on the standoff now. 11 teams remain, 26 players left alive. And I mean, there was a number of questions regarding the format. So while we've got 2 seconds, just remind you guys, obviously, it's 3 days we're looking to try and achieve. Day number 1, we had 6 games, but no team reached 100 points. So it does mean we're playing, obviously, today. Day number 2, we were looking for that team to reach 100 points. And I think coming into today, I think a number of people, including myself, thought it might have been a bit earlier. Thought maybe a game, maybe 2 in, we would have seen a team reach 100 points and it would have stopped. But I think this is what sings to this format. You've got to get 100 points, but you can't get 100 points and the winner chicken dinner in the same format. So we're now at the 100-point stage. BB Team are in, but we're going to come back tomorrow. BB Team are in the right position. They are going to be able to start day number 1 with the opportunity to get themselves a winner chicken dinner, and they might do it in game number 1. For every other team, FaZe, Twisted Minds, Ascend, if they get the winner chicken dinner and 100 points in game number 1, that's okay. They will be able to come back and fight because it's denied BB Team's opportunity to get that win. So we will be back tomorrow. We'll be there watching, waiting, listening. But for these teams now, with 9 remaining, it's about getting every remaining point they can on this leaderboard.
Guidogs needs to be careful. There's still BB Team out in the distance. And, well, unfortunate for them, the circle kind of didn't shift away from the compound. They breached in phase 1. I don't know how to put it any other way. They've been quite lucky in that regard. So they're still able to third party almost everyone out on the open fields. VP now rotating in as well. And you can also see it's only Mercy with a full format. Yep. There is no other team with a full format. And now VP's actually, I thought they were going to play something in the open field. They're actually breaching BB Team. This is interesting. Whoa. Could be massive. Look for Mars takes down full first. And also one, I think Bestlog even fell as well. EB actually taking this one. This is falling apart for BB Team. Somehow, the one team to deny them any more points is going to be VP, the one team that has struggled so heavily in the grand finals up until this point.
Well, they need to be careful because look, and LW also going to try and play in this one. I was about to say 100% of Doozy picked up that. He throws it over the top. He's looking to try and get the nade, try and get a molly, try and finish it up. The Famas will be there, but not against the Doozy. LW will backfill as well. They want to get involved. Goes VP. They crashed the crowning of 100-point champions at the moment. They managed to bag a couple more kills, but for now, LW will be looking to close out. Spyro, Doozy remain, and BB Team still racking up points.
Really good breach now as well coming in from 0W. They realize there's the opportunity to kind of backfill the building stuff. BB Team had to leave because of that fight with VP. So really good stuff coming out from 0W. I want to see them go aggressive now, though. Don't just wait for the zone. Go aggressive against the BB Team. Clean them out of the compound and then take the win for yourself because you guys have performed really great in first day as well. And you could go really close to 100 points depending on how many frags you pick up in this one, too. More frags being secured by anybody's. He's kind of taking down Mercy all by his lonesome. Second frag, actually, as Molotov goes down.
It's a bit more of a pride run for them. That's disgusting with that P90. Look at the last one. Oh, he whips across that P90. Cannot deny the accuracy that produces. Na'Vi, well, they produced another element of accuracy themselves. We're down to 6 teams, 11 players remain. This is a quick one. We're on phase number 1. Let's remind ourselves it's phase number 1. And there's 11 players remaining. Actually, we're not phase number. What's the same phase number 1 at the bottom? We're phase 3 now. I reckon we had a DC, but because of the amazing production, it is. We didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it. It's been so mad.
Should be phase 5 now. There we have it. Phase 5.
Yeah.
As it closes in around 20 seconds. And yeah, I mean, everyone knows it's going to be the last game, so that's why.
That's why it's phase 1.
There's always so many teams going really aggressive. Na'Vi still standing strong, though. They've been underperforming to some degree as well in the grand finals. They've started off strong, but after that chicken dinner on day 1, they couldn't really work themselves to a same kind of point average than what they got in that game. Not even close, actually. Oh, Moshbot almost with a really nice 1v2, but he's going to be eliminated. 6th place, and Na'Vi at least secures another placement point.
One more placement point in done dusted. It's phase 6 now. I've been quite a small phase number 1. EF, well, they're going to move their way in. They're going to hear those gunshots here, and they're still surviving, don't forget, as they were lurking in back in the other side early on against Ascent. Well, HKD, okay, will have to try and hunker down. They're looking for at any point they can. But look, apart from Lol W with 73 points, like, they just need to try and hoover up as many remaining players as they can, but there's not that many.
Not really. So W's, as you said, probably in the best way to win this game, but at the same time, still not going to be able to close out the distance towards that 100-point mark. I mean, realistically, if they pick up every single frag, which at least against Na'Vi or Eternal Fire is just not going to happen.
Nope.
I say that, but they rotate off, so maybe it does happen. But even if they clean up everyone else, that's 6 more points, with 9 players being alive, and then 10 points on top of that, so that's, 16 more points, and that's just not going to be enough to grab that 100-point mark, so no chance for LW to make it close, but they could secure 3rd, potentially even 2nd place, if my math is correct. My math is indeed not correct. They could secure 3rd place.
That's what you want. This is what they're playing for now. Here comes the nades. Flying out. No connection. No, Na'Vi unfortunately take a bit of cover. That it is a little bit destroyable, but you can lay down and you should be able to get away from that. BB team obviously now find themselves on one side of the compound where they claimed 100 points quite early on. A limited amount of players. We should go for a top 4 very shortly. And, well, you don't need that gun really, let's be honest. Remember, Spyro is going to use all 170 of those bullets surely. As, he goes for a quick reload.
More shots being put out by BB team. And taking this last round as seriously as one can. And losing Spyro on 4 frags now. And it all started with this compound. That was the one compound that secured them the 100-point mark in phase 1 already. And they've made it out of that fight cleanly. Unfortunately, up until phase 6, we're able to lose 2 players. But far from over. Far from over. There's not a single team with more than 3 players alive. And W, we've also seen these guys go up against BB team, and BB team coming out on top. So even a 2v3 is nothing that is too sure as of now.
Nothing too short. I think it was too short. While the lul's just happened, I think it's worth talking about phases. I can hold hands up. I think they were going to close it out quite early, but they've only really claimed, what, like 17 points today? Like, they've been unable to get a winner chicken dinner. They've not really got the kills they wanted to play. If this happens tomorrow to BB team, we might find multiple teams up in that 100-point mark. I think that'd be interesting. Now, BB team have the driving force. They have the opportunity to try and end it quickly if they want to. And you'd also argue that this roster is super stacked and has the capabilities of trying to end it early.
As if a doozy isn't good enough of a player, he gets rewarded with 3 gear at the MG as well. Okay, a doozy. I guess someone really wants to make this last game as big of a bang as one can. And once again, the MG3 is there in hand form. Marco, though, he's got a P90 on his own. And he did spot a player to his left, but he gets spotted out. Fortunately for Lil W. Pops back up, get drugs. Assuming Lurix actually is going to pick up that frag as Marco goes down. Alright, down to 4 teams now. let's be realistic. Who's got the best chances? I know W has got man advantage, and they have got a single building as well inside the current safe zone. But Na'Vi has got the position out in the open. They are a player down, though. So I kind of can't even predict just yet on who's going to take home that game. I feel like it's still open for anyone.
I can say one team that doesn't need to get the win. That's BB team. But it'd be really good if they do, because we can run this scenario that if you get 100 points in a win, that we still come back and play another game type of thing. But for now, it's going to be a bit of a standoff. 10 kills in the end. They only needed one. A big shift on. BB team looking to try and move themselves in towards the late game. Spyro might try and hold out here. Doozy might go for the fake keys. He's going to reposition. They're going to try and take this building away from him as they do reposition closer towards that corner building. There goes the smokes. They're not quite sure if there's someone already there, but no W. They've gone back to pick up that P90 they heard whistling past their heads.
Let's see if that Nate hits. Doesn't. Xerath is going to stay alive, at least for a couple of more seconds. Kaido has been one of the most surprising teams to make it into the finals. I want to say maybe even the most surprising team. They've not played a single EO tournament before that. It's just a mixed team out of very experienced players, especially coming in the coach of TZ, Wooly, out of the NA region. An ex-player who's now turned coach, and is coaching one of the best teams in the world, obviously, at least in the NA region, that's for sure. For them to make it in is a success on its own. Aduzi now being the last one to caught off guard. Let's be honest, there was no chance for him in this one. P90 in hand, doesn't matter. The Rooks is going to be able to take him and pick him up. And yeah, we were saying, what could potentially happen if W secures all of the frags? So far, it seems to be that way, depending on how Xerath is going to make it out of that shack. And if that happens, once again, third place is potentially possible for W.
That's what you're going to do. You're going to end on a high here. I don't think Na'Vi have performed on day 2 as much as they wanted to. HKD, well, got to climb up. There's a big ask to get up from 32, and obviously we got big ask when you got Na'Vi sitting right in front of you. So it goes down to a 3 versus 2. It's going to be a field earned in. And obviously, actually, where it all started here, as we leave the compound now, there's the first knock, and we're going down to that final player.
It's just so said left alive. Tifix has been taken down with a headshot. He's taken down to 33 HP as well. And Blazer, he's even brought a vehicle with him, opening up another angle. And this should seal the deal, let's be honest. Blazer now in a perfect spot to potentially pick apart So-Set, who's already being surrounded by Gadrux as well, just towards his south. And due to Blazer's position, So-Set, this is so smart, can't peek towards his southern side anymore. So Gadrux should be relatively safe, walking across the open field, just straight up towards So-Set's ridgeline. That smoke might give him the opportunity to maybe stay alive for a little bit longer, but he's already taken out to 23 HP. A matter of time as of right now, and yeah, he's being surrounded already. No chance for So-Set in this one, unless something miraculous happens.
Yeah, that might be a nade. I like the flash. He tried to move out. Nade goes underneath him. There comes to push through the smoke. The smoke's given away. He's looking for anything he can. He goes down to a 1, but it's low W. They're going to bag it. 18-point game, and you're right, it's going to launch them up in towards a 3rd place. But a big shout has to go to BBT. Why? Because they are our first team on this format, first in this region, to get themselves 100 points.
Massive stuff coming out from BB team. I'm not sure how many fans or even how many experts predicted this at the beginning of this day. I think it did look like FaZe Clan was gonna run away with it, and I said I wouldn't be so sure. I think if just one team of these runner-up teams, we were talking about Na'Vi, Twisted Minds especially, takes home a big game, maybe they can run it out, and BB team was able to do so in just about 5 games. So 100 points and even higher, almost 110 points being secured by BB team. I think even more than 110, even potentially, depending on how the placement points work. So massive step from them, and they're going to be the first team going into tomorrow and through the last day of the grand finals to potentially crown themselves a champion with a chicken dinner.
Well, let's remind everyone, because there'll be 100 questions in chat, thousands of questions that will come through. But let's remind everyone of the format. What are we playing? What is the Smash Rule? What is Mark and fALECX talking about? Well, we've done day 1. Bang, done, dusted, 6 games underneath our belt. Now, a team could have got 100 points in 6 games. It is very unlikely. I think that's why they changed it from the 70 to 100 to force it potentially into a 3-day format. So 6 games done. And actually, FaZe Clan found themselves with 76 points. They've only put 74 points, sorry. They've only put 17 points on the board. And when I come into day number 2, kind of had FaZe lined up there. I think they're going to maybe do it in a game 3, game 4 scenario. That's where they were going to get that, but they've been unable to do it. Actually, BB team have risen through the ranks. They refused to let these teams go, and on day number 2, we was going to stop the moment a team put that winner chicken dinner on. Now, we do reset things. We will be going back to Miramar, and we will be opening up same time tomorrow, but it does mean that BB team are ahead of everyone else, because if the big if here, fALECX, if they get the first win, even if they bag themselves 1 kill, if they get 1 kill and a chicken dinner, they will take home the prize pool. They will take home the lion's share of all that money that is up for grabs. And I think it is crucial to know. Obviously, there are rounds though for today. Obviously, we have a complete mix, but we are not playing game number 6. Now, we will be doing the same format though. So we are going to open up tomorrow with Miramar. We are going to be going Tego, Rondo, Orangle. But it's also worth noting, if, well, at the moment, if BB team don't get the winner chicken dinner, and we find other teams are in the 100-point mark and other teams are unable to bag themselves to win a chicken, because you can get a winner chicken dinner at 100 points, but it doesn't count. You have to get that as a standalone. If we get past game number 6 tomorrow, we will continue on Orangle until we find a team that has claimed 100 points already and then gets that separate winner chicken dinner. I love this format. It's huge.
Let's take a look at the prize pool once more. $6,000 up for grabs, and also a wildcard spot for Pack 4, which is one of the big things that all these teams are fighting for. In case you're not qualified already, this is, I want to say, the easiest chance, as of right now at least, to grab yourself a spot. These open qualifications can be absolutely brutal, so make sure to use it. And that goes out to all the qualification teams, especially, that we have in this lobby. 2,500, excuse me, for first place, 1,500 for the second one, and then goes down by a couple of more $100. Up until 5th place, with $300 still being secured and split between the players.
So, remember, if we come out game number 1 tomorrow, if BBT claim it, we've got 1 and we are done for this event. And that means BB team will take that prize pool home, which is key. So, obviously staying tuned, and this is why you need to ensure you watch every single game. I reckon we're going to get 2 or 3 teams in the 100-point before we find ourselves that winner chicken dinner separately. But again, let us know in chat what you guys think, who's going to be taking home the win. But what I can do for you now is we can get yourself some more G coin. If you guys and girls are already in chat, you've got to be fastest to the pulse to be able to get the numbers out. I think there'll be a few people that'll be selected for winners, but I think we need to go and do a guess the loot spot again. We've said goodbye to Rondo, but where is this? And I do know where this is now, and I won't give it away too quickly, but it's very unique. It isn't a bigger location, should we say, and I have tried to shoot someone out this location and got tucked in. So this is exactly why I know where this is. You have to jump up a few times to get over. fALECX, do you know where it is? Just out of interest.
It's in Long Garden, isn't it?
No. Next.
No? Oh my goodness, of course, yes. Yes.
That is from the building on the other side. So a little bit to the left of where this camera is, a little bit higher up in the building, which you can sort of play through. That is a good spot. Well done, production, for that one.
That's cheeky. Wow.
Never cheeky. But look, I don't want to end with just those G coins given away, as I will make now production scrabble to make sure the overlays are ready. Let's do and give away some more before we close things off here for day number 2. Let's do some guessing games. He tells me he's ready. Production is on it. We're not going to do a guess location. Let's get a question up though on screen. And again, first is to the trigger. How many chicken dinners has Ascend won in the finals? The finals of the Rotation Summer Edition. Is it 2? Is it 1? Or is it a magical 4? Obviously, you guys, if you had tuned in yesterday and you tuned in today, you'll be able to calculate and add the numbers together. We know fALECX wasn't here for all of them, so he might be off cue. You know, because you got the fan. Yeah. You got the fan pulse.
Of course.
Off into GGs. And do you know what? Just for fun, let's do one more, people. One more set of G coins. We've got G coins. We love giving G coins away. Let's get one more out, though. Here we go. What's the code name? Oh, that's a good question. What was the code name of Rondo before it had been released? What was the code name before Rondo had been released? And let's see, if the code name was Rondo, that might have been the case.
I think it was Neon, wasn't it?
I don't know. Was it Neon? Was it A? Was it B? Or was it C? Again,
perfect.
Chat.
Oh, wait, it says B Neon?
No, it's Neon.
What is it now? Is it B or A?
We're waiting for production.
Waiting for production.
It's B. For Neon. No, Neon.
It's A.
Leon.
Told you, Mark.
Oh, well, you know, mate. That's why you're here.
Of
I just
course,
want to mess with chat, mate. That's my job. So obviously, if you're first in prize, well, make sure your whispers are your first in prize. But make sure your whispers are open because the admins, everyone behind the scenes, will be obviously reaching out. Closing statements, fALECX, for day number 2. It has been really interesting. What have you taken away from this one?
Main takeaway is BB team, please do not get a chicken dinner tomorrow in one of the first rounds. That is my main takeaway from this one. They look scary, they look consistent, but I feel like they just based off of their performance, I feel like there's more teams in there that deserve a shout out as well. Twisted Minds and FaZe Clan, obviously. I feel like they even though they're further behind in terms of points, I feel like they've got just as good of a shot in closing it out tomorrow as the rest of these teams. Because first of all, everyone's going to be focusing on BB team tomorrow, so that's going to allow them to catch up. And second of all, these teams have been super consistent as well.
Well, let's have a look at, though, before we close things out, what was the final standings, though, for these teams? Because it is right, BB team, well, they're over the 100-point mark. That's why we're stopping here, and that's why they got the golden ticket nearly to claim. 113 points. It doesn't matter how many more points they get now. It's the winner chicken dinner they will be looking for. But there are so many other teams that are close. FaZe Clan on 91 points. Lol W, though, with that victory, pushes them into third, as fALECX said. That's a good ending. They're on 88 points. 85 for Twisted Minds, Ascend, Bubble Squad, Mercy Gaming, and Na'Vi, all up in those 70s. The teams on the right-hand side, they still have a chance. They do have a chance, but they've got to get to 100 points first. So just to remind you guys, what we're looking for is these teams to get to 100 points. You cannot get 100 points and the winner chicken dinner in the same game. You need to come back and get the winner chicken dinner separately. So it's all eyes on BB team. That is what it's going to be about, because they stand the first chance to be able to close out this event. Well, first and foremost, though, from me, I've absolutely loved it. This format is going to be insane. You are going to have to watch every moment, every action, every rotation. But before we do that, let's say a massive thank you to all our sponsorships, obviously, for BEING ESPORTS, so obviously being the main driver behind a lot of this as well, because they've got the production, they've got all the admins, they keep us in check, basically. They do everything you see, from the live leaderboards and all the stats and facts, and keep making sure you're updated, and all the G coins. Thank you very much for PUBG Esports. So back these guys, and obviously allowing to put this event on, and obviously getting that prize pool ticket. So I'm super excited to see tomorrow. We'll be back same time, same place. But the big question for me, and I suppose for everyone in chat, is how many games are we going to play before we end this one? That's it from us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.